Hello, everyone, and welcome to another small screen Star Wars. As always, I am Julian Misha. I'm joined by Rachel Wilkinson.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about Maul, Shadow Lord, Episode 9 and 10 from Season 1. Full spoilers ahead. This is the season finale, so everything from this last season is on the table, including, I guess, everything from Star Wars as well that might come up in conversation. So, just watch all of Star Wars and then come back if you haven't, and then we can have a real discussion.
Yeah.
Also, I guess today is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, but also the day after Star Wars Day, sometimes referred to as Revenge of the 5th.
Ah, right. Revenge of the 5th. Well, there we go. Perfect content for Revenge of the 5th, Revenge of the Sith, Sith things. So there we go.
Star Wars Day was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Did we get any news?
There was nothing. I looked and I was like, there was nothing.
Yeah, it's fun when they give you like something.
Yeah, no, they.
Fun, but I didn't think I was like, I didn't hear anything. All I know is like tickets for Mandalorian and Grogu went on sale, I think.
I bought my tickets for the movie.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yes, but that's because Cineplex was offering $4 off popcorn if you bought the ticket on Star Wars Day.
That's pretty decent deal.
I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Yeah. And then it turns out I booked the wrong day, so I have to go and change it. But I'll be there on opening weekend.
Nice.
Obviously, the movie comes out on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Which is just barely over 2 weeks away from now. I guess they released a special look on Disney Plus.
Oh, I didn't see
at Mandalorian and Grogu. I've not watched really any of the clips or any of the extra stuff, just the kind of first a couple trailers. My feelings on that, because I haven't really kept up with any additional news, my feelings on the movie haven't changed. It's still like relatively lukewarm in terms of my general excitement level.
Yeah.
But
I need to book tickets, I guess. But
did you do anything for Star Wars Day? Anything Star Wars related?
Honestly, no.
I forgot to even wear a shirt. I was gonna wear a shirt to work, because I'm on video all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't even do that, so I feel quite bad.
No, I just worked, had a nap, was just full of rage. So as most days are, but I have the pregnancy rage. So
is that a thing?
For me, it is.
Okay. Was that a thing on your last pregnancy?
Probably not as bad as it is now, but like we've talked before, but in long story short, it's hard to train people to take over your job when you are going on a leave.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
We won't get into the details on that, but it does sound very frustrating. Take our word for it, people.
Yeah.
Training people to do your job. I once had to train someone to do my job without realizing that I was training them to actually take my job. And then
that's rough.
That was from an old nemesis of ours, Jan, whose brilliant idea was to bring people in to train the new people. Fire everyone, keep 4 or 5.
Oh, right. That was when you were working at that bar.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, that wasn't when we were working the same bar together.
No, but because I got fired after that second time, I got the job at Tavern, which is how we originally met. Yeah. But the reason I got that job was because they asked me what I thought of Jan, and I said I hated his guts, and they're like, "Great, you're hired."
Perfect.
So it was quite funny.
If you're listening, Jan, F you.
Yeah. I hope you're better. I just, if you're listening, I hope you're better. That's all.
Yeah.
You were provided too much power at the wrong time in your life, and I hope for everyone's sake that you've learned your lessons and are now a better person.
Yeah. Good stuff.
That's all I can hope for anybody, really.
Yeah.
Except for Trump. Fuck that guy. And Putin. Those two specifically.
Yeah.
All right. So Star Wars Day, nothing really to talk about there. I was really hoping there'd be more, but we did get Nielsen data. Nielsen released information about Star Wars viewing habits on Star Wars Day.
Okay.
As their fun little thing that they do.
Yeah.
So here's the most streamed show by generation. Now, I will preface this by saying I'm coming around to this idea of getting rid of talking about the different generations, like Gen X and Boomers and Millennials, because it creates division between people, and it shouldn't be about generational warfare.
Right.
It should really be about taking down the rich people.
True.
And so
more class wars.
Less
generation
wars. Yeah. Exactly. So that being said, the boomers do have all the money, so I still hold some resentment for the boomers.
Yeah,
but
you know who gets left alone a lot? Gen X.
they're the forgotten generation.
They just get left alone, and I'm like, what the hell?
They're
Why do they get left alone?
I don't know.
We get picked on
The millennials.
by the Gen Zs and the boomers.
That's right.
I'm like, I can't do anything.
I
right.
don't feel about getting picked on. I don't feel bad about being picked on by the Gen Zs because it's like they're making up stuff like 6'7" and stuff, and I don't. And I've been Gen Alpha that made that up. I don't know.
But
all I'm saying is, it's like,
I just feel
come
like,
on,
we're either getting called cringe or lazy, and I'm like, you know what?
I'd rather
leave me alone.
Cringe is fine. I'm fine with being cringe.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, so here's each generation's favorite streamed Star Wars show. So Gen Alpha,
Okay, these are just
ages
the shows.
2 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
Mandalorian or the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Gen Z, ages 14 to 29. My girlfriend's cohort. The Clone Wars.
That's weird.
You know what?
That's out of left field.
It's
for
not
me.
to me because it's the age that the show is kind of aimed at, I think.
Yeah.
Like the 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
Huh.
I mean,
I love Clone Wars, so yeah,
I don't
I've watched Clone Wars the most out of all of the Star Wars like TV show content. I've rewatched Clone Wars the most times out of anything. So interesting. I guess the kids are all right, but
for now. Not that there's anything wrong with watching Mandalorian.
No. It was super popular, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and a Baby Grogu is gonna like capture some kids, right?
Yeah.
The millennials, Rachel and I's cohort, 30 to 45. Andor. Correct. That's the correct answer.
That makes sense.
Correct answer. Ding, ding, ding. Gen X, 46 to 61. Also Andor.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm surprised that's not more Mando, but
no, I give the Gen X's enough credit to know what's good when they see
that's
it.
true, yeah.
And then the boomers, also Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So the boomers have the most in common with the literal children, but that's okay.
Yeah. I guess they're watching it together because us
I guess
parents and Gen X parents aren't watching Mando with their kids.
Yeah, I don't know how you even like quantify.
Yeah.
How do you capture this information for the 2-year-olds? But
yeah, I don't
know.
I don't know.
Anyway, as I mentioned, The Mandalorian Grogu is what's up next. Previously in this segment, I would say which episodes we're covering next week, but obviously this is the season finale.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to cover. But yeah, it releases in 2 weeks, May 22nd, 2026. Look for us to cover it the week after. So
yeah,
that would be like the
end of May.
Yeah, so like the 25th, 26th, 27th,
yeah,
28th time frame.
I will do my best to watch it before then.
Great. Yeah, I'm assuming you'll try to be there first opening weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
Assuming you're not giving birth or whatever.
No. Hopefully fucking not. Not until June, so I don't know. Like I said.
Okay. Well, good. I guess I'll do a little bit of housekeeping. So we record these live on Twitch and YouTube. If you want to be there for when we review Mandalorian Grogu live, head over to either one, preferably both. Hit subscribe. You'll be notified when we go live. Again, that'll be the week after the movie. Otherwise, the regular schedule for the show is inconsistent. It follows the schedule of when shows or movies were released in the Star Wars universe.
Yes.
We do the odd bonus episode, but there's certainly no regular schedule. But again, best to be notified when we go live. Head over to our website, towerofbabel.ca. You'll find everything we do Star Wars related, as well as everything that's not Star Wars related on the Tower of Babel podcast. And including, if you want to help support the show, head over to patreon.com/towerbabelcast. That's BABBLE. And this month, so we just dropped the Taxi Driver exclusive film club.
What did you think?
I think,
not to spoil your episode, but
yeah, right. Go listen to the full details.
Yeah.
But I think my general thinking is there's a reason it's a classic. It certainly holds up today. It is about a very disturbed person who has no help. Ultimately, my takeaway was like this person with just a little bit of like any support system in their life would have been okay, I think.
Okay.
But instead, they are like left to twist in the wind, and they're surrounded by the worst people, and then that leads to bad decisions.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, it's like a study. It's a character study of a really lonely, depressed vet. So, yeah, I don't know. Good. not a happy watch, not an
No.
enjoyable watch, but
No.
pretty cool movie.
Yeah.
And the performance is all very good.
What's on the docket next?
Great question. Thank you for asking. Escape from New York.
I'm not familiar with that.
This is the one. Okay, you know Snake Plissken, the character Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken?
Yeah. You've probably seen this character.
I
before.
have never heard those two words put together in my life.
Okay, Escape from New York is very cool.
Is it old?
It's from 1981.
Okay, that's not
and
super old.
Look at that.
I've never
cover.
seen
He's
this
got an
in
eye
my
patch.
life.
Come on. So Kurt Russell plays a guy with a mullet and an eye patch. The premise of the movie is that New York City has descended into such chaos that it's now just it's been cut off from America and is now just a prison.
Okay. I have never heard of this. Never seen this movie poster.
It's also set in the future, so it's set in 1997.
Oh, it's set in the future of 1997.
Yeah, a major war between the United States and the Soviet Union is concluding. The entire island of Manhattan has been converted into a giant maximum security prison. When Air Force One is hijacked and crashes into the island, the president is taken hostage by a group of inmates.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. Anyway, I've never seen it. I'm excited to watch it. This is apparently a very classic action movie from the 80s.
Interesting. All right. I might have to maybe indulge.
And there's a sequel called Escape from LA.
Okay. Yeah, this is wild. It looks like something that was made like after a video game. A video game came first.
It looks like they're making fun of 80s action movies with
it. Kind of.
It's a spoof. That's what it looks like. But anyway, I'm excited about that.
That's great.
So that's this month. Exclusive to Patreon
was
members.
this a Matt pick?
No, I picked it. But it was his turn. I kind of hijacked it. But it's fine. All right. So let's get into the episode.
Yeah.
I did not do my story fundamentals again.
You didn't do your homework?
I ran out of time.
That's
and the thing is, I need to think about it more and refine it further.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of what I hit on last week is still relevant, though.
Yeah, it's the same the
core themes
and inner struggles and all that kind of stuff.
I feel like maybe this is something that's better to do at the beginning of a series than at the end.
Yeah,
but or maybe at the beginning and the end, and like kind of check in and see if it's maintained that course or not. But I didn't do it. But again, I think it feels like it's consistent. I also didn't write down my overall thoughts, so I'm going to kind of wing it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I did do the full recap, so we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
Before I mention any of my general feelings and thoughts, I'll mention a couple behind the scenes factoids.
Okay.
So it was posted. I saw it on Blue Sky. I assume it was also posted other places. But apparently they used various martial arts forms for across the board when they're doing their choreography for lightsaber fights. But specifically for this, they said that we broke down styles based on earthbound forms of martial arts. For Maul, we went back to the origins of wushu kung fu from the Phantom Menace. Now, I would say the wushu kung fu stuff really comes more through in the Acolyte, and less so in the Phantom Menace. But I think if you think about wushu kung fu, think of things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big. It's very big and dramatic and I don't know how to describe it. There's a lot of, it's flowy, I guess is another way of kind of describing it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was seeing that necessarily this week. Again, Acolyte specifically calls that to mind. Again, The Matrix is another example of that type of martial arts. I wasn't feeling that. In fact, I felt like, if anything, the sheer speed and I guess weightlessness of some of the fighting felt more like early Clone Wars stuff than it did anything else to me.
Yeah, I definitely got Clone Wars vibes, and then the Phantom Menace stuff was more for me just the back and forth between Force users fighting alongside non-Force users.
Sure,
I guess, right? You've got people with blasters fighting other people with blasters in scenes, and then you've got the Force Light users kind of fighting each other.
They kind of feel like they're in the same space, but it's like they're not even considering each other.
No, because but I appreciated that because I'm like, all right, Captain Lawson and his son like can't really be around when they're,
they're
fighting
like
Vader and like Inquisitors.
Hey, spoilers.
They cannot be involved. Well, whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. We're already in there. I'm just kidding.
They can't be around when they're fighting dark side crazy.
I liked when they were like,
just not.
I like when Vader does that big force push and pushes everyone over, and they're like, we're out of here.
Yeah, yeah. But
cheese it.
But yeah, in terms of like the, I'm not super versed in the different forms of kung fu, but
yeah, me neither. But
yeah,
there's different. You can think of like different types of movies that have different types of.
Yeah, of course. That's why like
kung martial arts.
I was saying with we always been saying with like Master Daki there is like he's very like Master Splinter, like,
right?
Ninja Turtles, kung fu, right? Like in the styles
it's
that
like
he
ninjutsu
fights.
style.
Yeah, right. So and then yeah, it's just like they all do kind of have their own specific sort of fighting styles, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get more into the actual action sequences we get into it there, but generally, I wouldn't say disappointed.
What?
But it just felt like more. I said not disappointed.
Oh, okay.
I just felt like, I'm not disappointed. I was just like, I felt like we had kind of moved past this type of like, I guess, kind of chaotic weightlessness that came with that early Clone Wars stuff. And it felt like we really kind of slipped back into that. I would think even from like a visual styling perspective, it felt like we took a step back this week. There were some things that looked really, really nice, and then other things that did not look as nice to me.
I thought there were some like crazy cool shots that like made you feel like you were like right in the action.
Yeah, there was. But there was also stuff like, hey, let's use copious amounts of fog because we don't want to have to like animate all of this stuff.
True.
And like that.
But I feel like the fog is such a. It makes it gives it that more of a
dramatic
like horror element that they like to use with a certain lord,
a certain dark lord,
certain dark lord of the Force.
Yeah.
That it's fun. It makes him seem like a horror character to me. That's
and they specifically call that out in their behind the scenes that they were trying to reference like Jason. And,
right. The Jason, because
and
he's
Mike
just
Myers,
like the stalking, and the heaviness, and
exactly.
Yeah. So,
but again, like I felt the weight with Vader stuff, but I didn't feel like I was seeing as much of that with some of the other stuff. I don't know. Again, it just felt like very. Let's throw back to the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I get what you're saying with the Clone Wars because it's like a lot of times the clones are fighting the droids. There's a lot of smoke and fog and chaos.
Well, just a lot of like crazy flips and like like
flips.
Weird stuff, like just crazy stuff is happening all the time, right? And things are moving very fast.
Yeah, and
we kind of moved past that. Like I think again, like the peak of the lightsaber combat for me was in animated form is Ahsoka and Maul at the end of Clone Wars Season 7.
Yeah.
And I feel like this, which should be an evolution of that, feels like a step backwards. Really? I feel like even we saw more thoughtful. Remember we were like, hey, what kind? We were like talking about, or we talked about last week. Does the action motivate character? Right.
Right.
And I think some of the time it did, but like a lot of the other time this episode, it felt like it was just cool for cool's sake stuff.
Right.
Like when they all like lock sabers and are all like posed in a, it's like, that feels a little bit much to me.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's, I don't know. It's always fun when we get, I don't know, I guess whatever, spoilers. It's always fun when we get Vader because of like how almost differently he fights now.
Yes.
He's stiff, he's animatronic, but he's strong, and it's almost like he can anticipate their moves before. Like he's already moving on the defense, but it feels like before they're moving on the offense, right? So with him, it's like how can this one guy fight off 3 relatively strong Force users at the same time and like look like he's not even breaking a sweat? That's why
they said that also in the behind the scenes that they're like,
did they? Yeah.
Yeah. So they mentioned I did something a little bit different. So because I didn't do all the other pieces, I was going to tie in some of the behind the scenes elements as we went, but I will mention this. There is a specific line they talk about, not having, not having his voice.
Oh, yeah. He
Okay.
didn't even speak a word.
So while Vader's iconic breathing can be heard throughout the battle, the voice of James Earl Jones was not utilized for this appearance. Now, remember, folks, for those keeping score at home, James Earl Jones signed away his voice rights to Star Wars,
right,
to Disney, so that they could use his voice, like an AI-generated version of his voice, in perpetuity after his death.
Right.
So if we ever hear Vader again, it'll be some weird AI thing.
Right.
But anyway, don't worry about that for now.
Yeah.
They decided, I think probably smartly, not to use it here. But they say, furthermore, the Dark Lord makes no sound to match his lighting effects, indicating that the rest of the characters are far outmatched by his skill.
Yeah.
So he's like not exerting himself.
No. But I feel like we get that a lot with him. But
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Again, I kind of brought this up before in terms of when you look at how Maul encounters him in Rebels, and
Sure.
he says straight up in Rebels, like, I can't fight him alone. Because he knows, because
he's tried and
he's
failed.
yeah.
Okay, so we talked about this. Like, I think it's worth talking about now. It's like we
Yeah.
talked about, well, what if Vader shows up at the end of the season? And so he does.
Yeah, he does.
And how do we feel about that?
Great.
You feel pretty good about it?
Yeah, I do. I was excited. I don't know. I love seeing Vader. I never get sick of seeing Vader. And I thought it was fun to have him actually like have this showdown with Maul in this season. I don't know if that's going to extrapolate into other seasons.
Did you
but
expect it
I
to
didn't.
happen?
I honestly didn't expect to see him, because as soon as they brought in like Birdman, I was like, okay, it's going to be these two Inquisitors.
The Crow, is that they call
The
him?
Crow, yeah. I wasn't really expecting Vader to show up. And it is funny because usually when you have this kind of thing where like the Inquisitors are not doing such a great job, they have to like go to Vader and talk to him, and then he's pissed off and like that he has to even come and deal with this, right? But I do think because it's Maul, it makes a touch more sense that he would show up to this, because Palpatine would send him.
Sure.
Because it's a little bit more high profile, it's a little bit more important than
the random
than just
Jedi.
random Jedi. But even random Jedi, like that's what he's doing right now. And like it is fun because this is peak Vader. This is strongest Vader, peak Vader. It is
He's
like
the angriest he's ever been.
he is exactly. He is the most pissed off. He is the most bloodthirsty. Like he has killed so many Jedi at this point by hunting them down. Like it's all he's really doing. So yeah, it is fun. Like at any point in time when we get to see this like peak skill, anger, like, Vader fighting like properly trained Force users, not just like Ezra and Kanan by bumbling around, or like, where he's like not trying too hard. So I always find it fun. So I'm never going to be mad when I get to see him.
Okay, fair enough. I unfortunately had it spoiled for me. Thanks a lot, Facebook. I freaking flipped into Facebook for 2 seconds. I accidentally hit whatever their version of Reels was. And the very first thing that popped up was the Maul fighting Vader stuff. And I was like,
sucks.
This is such bullshit. That was the day it came out, by the way. So thanks a lot, internet. Just when you thought Facebook couldn't suck anymore.
But wait, what time were you on? Like, was it on Monday?
It was Monday, like 2 p.m.
Okay, so you didn't watch the midnight drop. Like I
had other things going on.
No, that's fair. Because I was like, I don't know, your fault for checking social media before.
I mean, I guess, but like, I also haven't seen this show talked a lot about on social media, to be honest.
It's hard. As soon as like something fun like this drops, it's like, it's going to be everywhere. I managed to avoid any spoilers, actually, somehow.
But okay, so there's a moment like in the first episode or episode 9 here where there's a second Star Destroyer scene.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably should be a good giveaway.
Yeah.
That like, another Star Destroyer. That's probably what is the name of it? It's like the Dominator or something like that. Is his Star Destroyer?
I can't remember what his is called.
Excelsior? No.
Executor.
The Executor is the Executor
class. Executor is Tarkin's.
Yeah, hold on. I want to look this up.
Executor or something.
They all have cool names.
I can't
Vader's
remember.
ISD name is the Devastator.
The Devastator, yeah, there
the
we go.
Imperial 1 class ship renowned for capturing the Tantive 4 in A New Hope. Later, Vader commanded the Super Star Destroyer, the Executor. So we were close on that.
Yeah.
His personal flagship.
I always thought that was Tarkin's, but
No, Tarkin had his own. Tarkin's. Let's find out. ISD name. I don't know if did he have his own ship? I know.
Because Executrix.
The Executrix.
Yeah. Okay. Close enough.
Because he was a little copycat.
Executrix. There we go. I was like, no. I was like, it's definitely similar, but.
The Executrix, the Sovereign.
Yeah.
And the Carrion Spike.
Mm-hmm.
Which is before the ISDs were around, but that's from his homeworld. Anyway, let's not get into that
into the
weeds.
ship's names.
Yeah, I love ship names though.
They are fun.
All right, so one more behind the scenes thing. Even though the series is primarily animated, several physical matte paintings were created by artist Kyra Kabler and lighting director Joel Aaron, crafting a physical ship model for Rena Sewell. So that's actually they did a whole practical miniatures behind the scenes.
Well, that's fun.
On the ship that they made for Rena Sewell, which is really cool. It's weird that they would use that in animation, but I guess you can build it and then you can shoot it in a way that you can use it in. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
That's fun.
So it looks like they have the same camera I have, which is pretty neat. But then you shoot it in this blacked out thing and you light it in a way that you can use it as an asset. This is the ship that she blew up, I think. When
that's the one that she shoots.
Yeah, pretty cool. So there's a whole story about that on StarWars.com/news/Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord ship model. Okay,
there were a couple cool shots too that I just saw of like
super painterly.
Super painted, painterly exactly looking ones. I'm like, that's beautiful. I would put that on my wall.
All the cityscape stuff.
Yeah, the cityscapes were gorgeous. I just can't get over it.
So outside the Vader stuff, general thoughts on these the season finale.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I expected to happen.
Did you expect everyone to die?
No, I mean, not necessarily. I didn't expect that many deaths, but again, I appreciate the willingness to kill off your characters.
Yeah, killing Captain Lawson comes as a big surprise.
Is he dead?
To me.
Do we think he's dead? He stumbled off into the mist. I don't know. I mean, he's probably dead, but
I know it'd be very shocked if he ever went back to Janix.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's laying there and they think he's dead, and I don't know. In the mist.
Okay, so he's found by the Empire, and then they're just question him, and they kill him, and they kill him later.
I don't know. Maybe they just think he's dead and leave him there. But
he gets shot 3 or 4 times. I don't.
He's probably very much dead. I was obviously expecting the Master Daki at some point. I know you said you would have wished.
I was I feel like it would have been bold of them to try that move.
I think they needed that death to push her.
But doesn't this all feel very rote to you?
Yeah, I mean, but
we've seen all this before. We have so many times.
I know,
now.
But that is the way.
Even the same place to get stabbed. People get stabbed there so often.
Right in the chest,
in the abdomen area.
I thought it
on
was
the
more
side,
upper.
Well, he's kind of a condensed person, so
yeah. But I mean, I was expecting it. If they were gonna have her turn, they needed to have the rage.
Yes, you have to do
you have to have the master. The death of the master is usually the way to go about that.
Okay, but if you I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's what you traditionally have needed to have happen to earn the turn.
You need the trigger point,
but. There's no rule that says she has to turn at the end of the season.
No. There isn't.
So we could have held that off for another season.
Yeah.
Had it be more of, I guess they get to have their cake and eat it too, because Maul killing him wouldn't have worked necessarily, but he also kind of did.
He did. And Lawson sees that happen, but. Yeah, he pushes him.
Lawson saw it? I didn't.
Yeah, Lawson saw it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. Yeah. So, but he's dead, so he dies with that knowledge. Yeah. Again, maybe he's alive. We didn't see the body, I guess. That's the rule.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's probably an off-camera death.
Right, and it's so again, it's cool enough. There's a lot of allusions for me with Daki and the Jedi Order in general.
Yes, yeah.
This willingness to trust even though he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And then this kind of faith in their ability to pull through no matter what, and then that just not really working out for them.
Well, they always had that kind of the back and forth, the good and evil on her shoulders almost. Daki's the light side, Maul's the dark side. They're both, tugging her each way, and it's like you got to get kind of rid of.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm
So-
like I'm not like saying that like, oh, they would have been teamed up as a trio for the rest of
No.
the rest of the series necessarily.
Yeah.
But I do think it would have been challenging to, in a good way, to the story, like the story room in the writer's room, to say, okay,
Mhm.
Ducky survives, which
Yeah.
is a surprise.
So it's going to take a little longer for this to
right?
happen. Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
how do we navigate that?
Yeah.
Like, there's that great line that Maul has in the first episode here, where he's like, "Rook, have some respect. Ducky's a Jedi Master."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because she's like, when are you going to get rid of it?
right. And
Yeah.
it's like, I think that leaning into that like begrudging respect
Yeah.
would have been, I think,
Yeah.
a better direction. But
Yeah.
again, I'm not reviewing the show that I wish it was.
No.
It's the show that it is. As it is, it feels very rote to me. And I
Mhm.
feel like it robs the drama from it. Because even though, okay, so for instance, I will say Rook getting killed in the way that she does
Yeah.
was surprising and
Yeah.
shocking. And then I was like, okay, then there comes Vader.
Yeah.
And that's all very cool.
Yeah.
But then the next episode, which is mostly a big action sequence, the whole episode,
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of expected moments that kind of play out not exactly as you'd expect, but almost exactly as you'd expect.
Right. Yeah.
And to the point where you're
A little more
like,
predictable.
this feels too easy, even though there's
Mhm.
there's some hardships and whatever.
Yeah.
But it just like, it seems like it's going on rails to this like end point that was already predetermined, and we didn't, there was
Mhm.
never felt like there's any possibility. The show until that moment felt like there was a chance that things could go any direction.
Right. Right.
And then right at the very end, when things are at the most heightened, they kind of lean into the cliche.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's a shame. And it's disappointing to me. I will use the word disappointed. It is disappointing to me because I felt like the animation studio, like Lucasfilm Animation as a story group,
Yeah.
as storytellers, was kind of trying to, with this kind of allusions to, oh, it's like Heat, it's like The Dark Knight, it's like all these kind of like
Mm-hmm.
these bigger, deeper things that typically 20-minute animation episodes can't handle. They were trying to evolve.
Yeah.
And they did from a visual perspective, but I feel like from
Yeah.
a storytelling perspective, we're still kind of stuck in the Clone Wars.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like we kind of got to the same, that we got to the ending we expected, but maybe not necessarily the story path we expected. And yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it. I feel like, yeah, it was predictable, but I'm not necessarily mad at it. But I
Okay.
do hear what you're saying.
I
that
feel like
it's they could have.
I feel like you're giving Vader a lot of like points to like, you're like, it's
Probably.
cool because Vader was there.
I know, but yeah, maybe. But you're right. Like, it might have been neat to see her turn anyway, even if Ducky not dying, and that might have been a different kind of way of seeing someone turn without having to have that.
Right.
like,
It's like, let's say something,
anger-inducing
anything
death,
different.
right? But
Right.
yeah, I feel like a lot of times Star Wars very much leans on, though, like, people are too good and the Jedi are inherently too good, that the only way is to like have this like traumatic, anger-inducing thing because it's hard.
They're
but
too
yeah.
good at keeping people
Yeah.
from becoming psychopaths.
Yeah, exactly. They're too good at being like, oh, we need a better reason for her to turn, right? Like, I feel like they need to have this. Like,
Yeah, but again, it's like,
big
that's all
reason,
fine.
but
We could
yeah.
have we didn't need to have it all happen at the finale.
that's true. Yeah, we could have stretched it out, but then we would have been mad. We'd been like, well, what the hell? Nothing happened. Just a bunch of people died, and
Well, I mean, like, that's not
and they
nothing.
all got away. Only
That's
the
not
Jedi get
nothing.
away. Yeah,
But again, it's like, because
it's like we've seen them get away
but
all season.
the expectation is that those things are going to happen.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah.
don't do those things and you give a compelling reason for that, that's equally as interesting,
mm-hmm.
in my opinion. Right. So
But
I
then
don't
would
know.
we be mad? We're like, it's Vader. He's obviously going to kill someone. like, we
Yeah, and
can't
like,
have
and
these
Docky
people
doesn't
all
even get any
away.
like cool final words either. It's like, that's kind
No.
of another bummer for me.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's get into the recap, and we'll talk about some of these other things in more detail as we go.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I guess, do you want to save this till the end? Like your thoughts on the season as a
Sure.
whole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Chapter 9. So we'll do Chapter 9, Strange Allies, and then Chapter 10, which is just called Finale on Disney+. But when you hit the title card, it's called The Dark Lord.
Yeah. Obviously, huge spoiler. They can't put that anywhere.
Right. So, anyway, Strange Allies. As we expected, this is everyone teaming up. The logline is, trust is tested as newly forged allies navigate the only way out. One way out. Directors Stuart Lee and Brad Rao. Written by Christopher Yost and Amanda Rose Munoz. Runtime 23 minutes. We are still on Janix. The Empire is cracking down even harder than before. Curfew is now being enforced under penalty of death. So,
yikes!
Tough out there for the residents of Janix. Maul is meeting with Dryden Voss, voiced here not by Paul Bettany. I think some people were expecting a Paul Bettany.
I was hoping
appearance. I just didn't feel like there's any chance in hell that he was coming.
Probably not
to do this voice. But anyway, it's fine. The voice is fine. It just doesn't really sound that much like Paul Bettany.
No, it doesn't.
Voiced by Scott White. This is from the behind the scenes stuff. Paul Bettany originally portrayed the character in live action. And to craft this version, White studied both the character's debut and Bettany's interviews from the film's promotion. Quote, there were two things that he said that were a great skeleton for the character. White tells StarWars.com. Quote, he said that Dryden Voss is a mercurial, anarchic sociopath, and that Voss really loves himself. So to me, those are really key elements. He loves power, he loves money, and he just loves being in the position where he can just sort of move the chess pieces.
Right.
I mean, what actor doesn't want to play that? Anyway, so that's a little bit of like perspective on like how they were trying to put. I just feel like this is another thing that doesn't really work for me. The inclusion of Dryden Voss, which is like a not important character in my opinion. He's barely in that movie in Solo and dies at the end. Spoilers.
Yeah.
So it's like we there's a lot like riding on this Dryden connection here that feels very like hollow to me.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
I think it's with the reason with him is because it makes he still has the most pull to be able to like pull off getting them out, and they need to get out somehow. I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it, is that there wasn't really anybody else that could have helped them.
It kind of, well, and it also gives them the benefit of tying together some other things.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What happens is Dryden heard about Maul's imperial troubles on Janix and wants to make a deal. He'll extract him from the planet and offer him sanctuary in exchange for killing Boss Rentaro, his superior, and installing Dryden as the head of the syndicate.
Right.
This is also from behind the scenes. Dryden Voss appeared in Solo, a Star Wars story, played by Paul Bettany. At that point, he's the public face of Crimson Dawn under Maul's shadowy rule.
Right.
But here, there's mention of his superior, Rentaro. So, we don't know this Rentaro character. No. I guess maybe we'll meet him in the first episode next season, and he'll die.
He'll die.
But I guess, again, like, the idea here is this is Dryden making a play for more power. And it's a risky move, but he feels like he's betting on the right people here. I love Maul's line, "How devious! I'm proud of you, Dryden."
Yeah.
Which is very funny. Also, this feels like them trying to close like a story loophole, because like Maul was talking to Dryden Voss at the end of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So it's like, how does that work exactly if there's this other character in the picture? Why did they betray him originally if they're so chummy? So they needed to kind of like insert this other character.
I think they're also just tying in like that the Left Behind story from Solo with, you know, when you find out, you get that reveal of Maul talking to Kira at the end. Yeah. And that he's actually kind of like the guy in charge, right? So they're
working a lot closer.
Yeah.
From now on.
So I do think, they're just kind of like tying up that story a little bit, or like tying into that story a little bit.
Right.
So it's a bit of both for sure.
Any other thoughts on this like deal that's being made here?
No, it's very typical underworld bad guy deal. Yeah. I would never want to be a crime boss because
it's just very short life expectancy.
What's the point? Yeah.
And yeah, and like so much of your like protection and like ability to survive is based on how much you're able to like control other people through fear.
Yeah.
So it's like as soon as there's any sign of weakness, then someone will fucking turn on you.
Exactly.
At the drop of a hat. It's like, ugh, it seems not worth it.
Sounds like what you really want to do is have one of those jobs of like the ladies where they're just, you're like the right hand person to the boss, but like you don't really have to do any of the dirty work, but your dirty work is usually very under the table.
A mob wife is what you're saying.
Like a mob wife. Exactly. I'd much rather be the role of a mob wife.
Okay. Well, easy for you to say,
like,
I guess.
I don't go to prison.
No, you just sell them out at the last opportunity. Yeah.
Exactly. Work for the next guy.
Yeah, sure.
You just know all the things and all the people.
Right. You have all the information.
Yeah, you have all the contacts, you have all the dirt, but yeah.
But you're not directly responsible.
Yeah, I don't have to murder anybody. That kind of
but
thing.
like, would you feel comfortable indirectly murdering people?
I don't know. I guess it depends how bad they were.
Fair enough. Okay. Rook points out that they don't really have a way out of the city, but Maul believes that Captain Lawson will provide a solution. He then clenches his fist and stares out over the city. It's a very funny shot for me where he's just like brooding in his anger.
Yeah.
Cut to title card. I actually learned later that he's not just brooding. He's sending a force message to Devin, but it's what it looks like in the moment. Anyway, back with the Jedi crew, Lats continue to patrol the skies as the Lawsons and the Jedi rest back at some abandoned warehouse or something. It looked like they were maybe back at his old apartment, and I was like, it would be a bad idea to go there.
Yeah, it burnt down.
Well, yeah, not the whole apartment building.
No, but
they're just like some abandoned warehouse, it looks like. Two Boots notes that his comms device has been deactivated and can no longer monitor police chatter, and that he's now officially a fugitive like the rest of them. I heard not a lot. I've heard a little bit of pushback against Two Boots online that he was like just a little bit too annoying for some people. It's hard. You can't please everyone, I guess, but I largely fall on the side of like, he would have been fine if they had got away from this, like, he's doing the right thing by Call of the Empire thing way sooner.
Yeah.
I think that stuff gets dragged out too long and ultimately hurts the character. But by this point, and when they're kind of like back on the same side, he does just enough of kind of like comic relief but without being annoying, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really like the line later when he's like, I'm going to report this immediately.
Yeah, you're like, to who?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so meanwhile, Devin is having a force dream projected to her by Maul. She wakes up and says she had a dream. She was somewhere in a city following someone and went to a statue with a woman with a shield. Docky says that those images were placed in her mind, likely a suggestion by Maul, likely a trap.
Yeah.
Devin believes it's a chance for them to escape. There isn't really a lot of debate here. They basically just say, we'll have to like risk it because we can't stay here.
We'll just suss it out.
Yeah. And then outside, the two Inquisitors are like on their tail. And this is where I'm kind of like, how are they tracking them exactly?
Yeah. I don't know. The Force.
They're using some sort of force thing. It's like they like.
That is their whole deal, though.
I guess.
Like they're
not.
They're hunters.
They're not super powered.
No.
I mean, outside of the Force, obviously.
No, but
like,
that is supposed to be their whole thing. Is they're hunters, trackers. Like there's, their whole vibe is supposed to be that like style of what was that show? Man Tracker.
That's
where
a
you
good
just
show.
like let someone, where there's a guy on a horse,
good show.
and you just let someone run into the bush, and like they had like 2 days to get to a point before him or whatever.
Cool as hell. And then you'd be like, they came through here. This twig is broken.
Yeah. So yeah, that's always like with the Inquisitors is kind of the vibe I got from them, is like they were very in tuned, or their skills were very in tuned.
Sure, I get that, but like that's not really, we haven't really seen it in practice like this before.
I know.
And while I'm not against new ideas, this feels a lot like X-Men the animated series where Wolverine would just do like this. He'd be like,
they're smelling stuff.
He would just smell stuff or like touch the ground and be like, and then say something in a gravelly voice.
I feel like specifically Marok does a lot of like touching the ground, like touching stuff.
I know.
And it's like, hey, does he have the Force Echo thing? Or
I mean,
not?
it seems like they're hinting that he does, because otherwise, they seem to gleam like, it's one thing to say, oh, okay, well, we tracked them down to this warehouse, but then how did they know to go to the statue?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also they show up at this warehouse and the chair is spinning.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to believe that they left like 2 seconds ago?
I think that's the implication, is they had just left. I don't know. It's like they're just behind them. They just missed.
Yeah, they're playing with this like time thing where you don't know exactly how much time has passed between any individual moment.
Yeah.
But it's like they arrive at this place and they're like, let me do some meditating, and then they go to the next spot and they just miss them, and then they're like, oh, smoke. That's a dead giveaway. Anywho, or maybe they're getting help from Vader at this point.
Could be.
But like, how is Vader, more equipped? Is he also just doing his meditate? Maybe he's in his little meditation pod.
Yeah. He's very like sensitive to sensing force sensitive people. But...
he's also like a great tactician apparently. So he's like, oh, they would escape this way, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he cuts them off later, but it's like, how would they have known? How would they have known?
I think the theory is like that they also like intercept the transmission between, what's his name?
Dryden
and
Ludi.
Yeah. So I think that's part of it, is they kind of already know where they're going. Because like, how else would they like already be there? Like, how else would the Empire be at the
exact location?
Yeah. So it's like, I think that's part of it, is like they've picked up on where they're already going. They already know. So they're figuring out, okay, well, what is the best course of how they would get there, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So they're there, whatever, they just missed them. Cut to shot of the cityscape. There's now 2 Star Destroyers over the city. This is an extremely painterly shot here. Everything's almost impressionistic in style.
Yeah.
Like, it's not quite like...
I like the brushstroke.
Yeah, very strong brushstroke textures here, very prominent. This is a cool shot though, like that you could easily see as like a painting, and he's one of those matte paintings that they're talking about, I think.
Yeah.
And then they like try to make it look more 3D by having 2 lats fly through it, but it kind of looks a little mismatched in my opinion, but it's fine. Anyway, the 2 Star Destroyers here, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like if you weren't sure that Vader was going to show up, or you're like really reading into it, it's like a arrival of a second Star Destroyer when the other Inquisitor arrived on his own shuttle. Is a good giveaway, like a good hint. Anyway. Yeah. That there's something. It's like, what brought the second ISD? Okay.
Lots of trouble. Haven't caught them yet, so they're like, well, fuck you guys.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Do your job.
Now I have to leave my lava base.
They're like, we got to send more stormtroopers because they're all dead.
Well, that's gonna happen. So they got to get used to that.
Yeah.
All right. So we get to the Armistice statue. So behind the scenes, the statue seen in the empty town square is the Armistice statue, a memorial from a long past conflict from Janex's history.
It's very cool looking.
Yeah, it's a very cool looking statue. I agree. The Jedi meet Maul at the statue. Daki wants Maul to reveal his intentions. It's like, enough of this shadowiness.
Yeah.
Maul suggests that he only wants to get them all off the planet. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here to get us all free.
I'm just trying to help you guys out. Yeah,
I do love this line though. These are dangerous times for brave people. I wish only to see you evade the Empire's grasp with me. Dangerous times for brave people is I feel like a well written line.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
definitely.
Yeah. I also like that it's like he's kind of considering himself a brave person,
right?
Even though he often sacrifices other people.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that how brave are you in that? Like, you were so brave that you sacrificed an old man to Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You brave man. Anyway, so we get a final Bushkadu as Spybot approaches to project a map of the city. Lawson points out that their planned escape route won't work with the perimeter on lockdown, but suggests an alternate path, as Maul hoped. Though he doesn't offer it freely. He's like, oh, I know a way out, but it'll cost you. Maul offers an alliance to escape the planet together in exchange for the information. That's basically the deal.
Yeah.
It's fraught with problems because as soon as you reveal the information, you lose all your leverage.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like as they keep pointing out, they'll likely turn on them at any given moment, but you never know.
They don't really though.
I mean, they kind of do. I mean, the rest of them aren't given an opportunity because they're all dead.
Yeah.
But Maul does, and that's really all that matters.
I mean, he turns on Daki, but he does, like, often tell Lawson and them to like go ahead, like you go, you run, like you know what I mean?
Yes, because that's because he's. I don't think he's, as Docky asked later, is that because for his own benefit?
Yeah, no, but
or someone else's, right?
Yeah.
So
he's got to look like a good guy sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. I think it all seems like that's all for show.
He doesn't actually care.
Yeah,
it's all for show. But I was like, he hasn't double crossed them yet. He could have left them for dead a few times and chose to not.
Right.
To make himself look better.
So the good guys have a little quick like meeting about what to do next. And this reminds me very much of the Jedi Council meetings where Docky's giving strong Yoda vibes here as he kind of agrees that to something that will ultimately lead to his death.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, he says, I will agree to this, but we must remain cautious of the Shadow Lord. And then everyone points at the screen and it's like, oh, that's the name of the show.
Yeah.
And
I was kind of wondering where that came from.
Because how does he? Yeah, exactly.
How does he know he's the Shadow Lord?
Is this a term that was well known before the Clone Wars?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I feel like it leaves a gap. It does make you question it. Like, what the heck's going? Like, how does he know to say that? Yeah.
How does he know to call him that? How does he know? Yeah. Because I guess that was Maul's thing when he was running those crime syndicates as the Shadow Lord or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, it's like, how does he know? So
I guess again, I think we're supposed to believe that Maul was well known.
Yes,
throughout the time of the Clone Wars, and like he was just often discussed as a part of the ongoing conflict.
Yeah, I believe. So,
but this gives me strong like Mace Windu saying, "I sense the dark side at work here," and like,
yeah,
like let's be cautious, but let's do this very non-cautious thing that we're suggesting. It just gives me strong Jedi Council meeting vibes.
Yes,
as the darkness looms around the corner. So everyone gets together now. They're all a big one happy family. So as they make their way through the lower city streets, Ludi learns who Riley is, and Lawson gives him some gears about how he's lucky to still be alive.
Yeah.
I really like that. It's like we need like some of these like little interstitial moments of levity, and he's like, to be honest, I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah.
And that's quite funny.
I do like they kind of have this this little bit of a history with each other as like,
they
Ludi's
butted
this, like,
heads.
Shitty little like crime boss, and Lawson's like, I don't know how you're still alive, man, but okay. Like
yeah. But he's just such a non-concern.
Does this guy keep surviving?
He's a very resourceful little guy. Being that small probably
helps. As they say later, you're smaller, you're harder to hit.
Yeah. So Maul is alerted that they're being led to a dead end and asks for reassurances from Lawson, who tells them that they're headed for a nearby power plant that has an underground fissure that they can use to go under the Imperial patrols. Docky, meanwhile, probes Devin about the connection she shares with Maul. He says that basically, like, he wouldn't have been able to project that image into her mind so easily if they didn't already share a connection. This is a cool, like, lore building kind of like exposition, but also character motivated, emotionally motivated scene. It's a good like 3 lines of dialogue. She admits that Maul saved her and Riley's lives. I think the performance here where she says like, he saved our lives is good. And then, as I pointed out earlier, Docky makes it clear or tries to remind her that he might have other intentions, right?
Yes.
He says, did he help you for himself or for your sake or his own?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing about Docky is that he's always right, but is I guess like he doesn't, why is he not firmer in his stance at any time?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because like, there's this one
tiptoeing around it. But
he's constantly like, no, we can't just give into our rage just because you are impatient.
Yeah.
To Maul later, right? And it's like, okay, if that's how you feel, then like, why don't you do something? Because it's a lot of just like, let me say this thing and then not do anything to back it up, which again does feel like true to the Jedi of that time.
Yeah, it's kind of this thing of like he says something and he wants her to figure it out, but it's like just tell her.
it's like we don't have time for this. Yeah,
like, and not enough, but it's like, okay, like we get it that you're like teaching your Padawan and you're speaking in this way of like where it's almost as if like she's supposed to figure it out and you want her to get to that conclusion, but it's like maybe you should just say he's not doing this to help you, he's doing this for his own reasons, but we don't know what those reasons are yet.
Yeah,
right?
like I think maybe is it possible that Devin's like, well, maybe he did help me for my sake or whatever.
Yeah,
but like I don't.
That's the thing. He's like, it's a little bit too much of the like letting her figure it out for herself when it's maybe he should.
But I think ultimately he's probably right to not try to like impose his point of view, because if he does, she's more likely to push back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's in between a rock and a hard place a little bit, which plays into Maul's hands.
Yeah.
Okay, we reach the power plant. As they arrive, they spot a pretty large patrol, which includes a walker and some speeder bikes, as well as several troopers. Anyway, Docky, once again, with a good idea, preaches patience. And I guess this is another example where, like, if Maul wasn't so impulsive, things would probably go a lot more smoothly.
Yeah, Maul just walks out dragging his lightsaber on the ground to, like, get their attention.
Looks very cool.
But, yeah.
But, like, is it practical? And, like, as we see later, it leaves a massive plume of smoke.
Yeah.
And, like, an obvious... like it's obvious where you are.
Yes.
When you do that kind of stuff. Okay, you jam their comms, but like,
yeah,
how much time does that buy you? Really?
Not much when you explode a walker.
Right. And like, so again, I will admit this is probably the coolest like single like Maul standalone moment here, where he takes on this whole platoon, cuts through the leg of the walker, and then does the throwing spin of his double-sided lightsaber that cuts through
and
the like the cabin, and then it collapses and explodes. Very cool.
Yeah. It always makes him look very badass.
Right. And like you need to have that moment. This is like when it's like that moment when Ahsoka like jumps out of the lat and like goes like flying down towards Mandalore.
Oh, towards Mandalore,
and then like ends with an explosion behind her.
It's superhero pose. Yeah. Very cool.
It's like that. Like you need that one moment. And that's I'm not gonna like I have no nits to pick here.
No.
Other than, again, if you're like, Docky, if you were to put your foot down a little bit more, and I like, we get that line later about him saying he's a master Jedi, yada, yada. There is some element that Maul, I think, does genuinely need their help. And if in that case, he's maybe willing to listen a little bit more, but he's so passive here. And he's constantly using the passive voice. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's like he lets Maul initiate and then joins in. In which case it's like you were just being used as a pawn.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's a shame.
Normally we would see Jedi like sneak around and do this quietly and get around the stormtroopers and like sneaky.
As Lawson says, so much for stealth.
But yeah. Like Maul's just so used to chaos and killing everyone. And he's like, I don't fucking care. He's like, I'm just gonna kill all these guys and then we'll just go through the door.
100%.
So, but yeah, it is interesting that it's just like Docky can't, I don't know, like obviously you can't really control a creature like Maul, but you're right. He could try like a touch harder, being like, can we just try it our way first? Like, then you can go all murdery. Quiet first.
Yeah. Like, I don't like, it's like, at least until we get past the secret entrance.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maul destroys all the stuff, as we mentioned. I guess the other thing to mention is that Riley picks up a blaster here.
But he only
he leaves it on stun, which is good. He's not too early to commit his first murder.
Yeah. We're not having kids kill cops yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, so he's involved, at least a little bit. Meanwhile, the Inquisitors are at the Armorer statue. They're still on their trail. They know where they are now because they spot the smoke. I like this line. They are making their escape. Like I just feel like the like line read is cool.
Yeah.
Again, in this beautifully painterly shot of the city with the smoke like bellowing in the distance. Meanwhile, inside the power plant, they go through a floor panel into some caves. There's always caves. Lawson says he found it by hunting a fugitive in the past. Lawson also notes to Two Boots that Maul and his crew will double-cross them as soon as they leave the city. And meanwhile, Rook says, when are we going to double-cross them?
Yeah.
And she refers to him as the old man. And as I said before, he says, quote, "Oh, Rook, have some respect. He's a Jedi Master, and we need him for now."
Yeah.
Have some respect is funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you could at least say that Maul has always had respect for his enemies, where at least there's others.
That is very true.
There's others like General Grievous who do not. Yeah.
No.
Outside the plant, Inquisitors are right on their tail. I love how so do you notice this? Like the trooper that comes up and gives the report to them, is like super tense because as soon as they walk away, his shoulders go down. And he goes he like lets a breath out. He's like, oh, thank God.
I noticed that. I like when they add little things like that.
Yeah, that's
like how a real human person would react in that. Like
100%.
They're just like, oh God,
right?
And then they all back up.
Yeah,
like when they walk in the building, they're just like, get out of the way. You can tell they're all scared. It's
yeah. I mean, they're creepy looking things. And that takes us to the acid pit. So the gang reaches the end of the line, an acid pit of toxic sludge from the city above. So here's a few behind the scenes factoids. For what was internally referred to amongst the design team as the Sludge Lake Battle, episodic director Stuart Lee worked out the choreography of every lightsaber clash.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. As Icarus voice actor Steve Blum, which is, of course, from Rebels, delivers a single word to set up the danger ahead. Acid.
Yeah.
Love acid. I love an acid pit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It is good. A good bubbling, creepy
I love a
acid
good,
pit. You're
gooey
like, all right.
acid pit. Yep.
I feel like we don't really get a lot of acid pits.
It used to be It used to be 90s. It was really a 90s thing. Quicksand and acid.
Yeah, you get a lot of fire or like weird, smoggy, boggy.
Yeah, often like bottomless pits or like pits
no railings.
Or like, or like cliffs with like a cloud beneath, so you don't know how deep it is.
But yeah, good sludgy acid pit. I was like, okay,
like when
I'm into it.
Doesn't Tech fall into a cloud? Basically,
yeah.
Poor Tech.
Yeah.
Anyway, behind the scenes, 15. Geographically, the waste dump would be located beneath the city, metaphorically reflecting the, quote, sins of the city. Head writer Matthew Michnovitz says, in the writer's room, creators also use the river Styx of Greek mythology as a reference point, with Spybot acting as Charon, the ferryman. Pretty cool. I like the uses of kind of like these allusions to these kind of like darker, more mythological ideas.
Yeah.
And then, as I mentioned, I like Two Boots' line about it being a illegal dumping.
Yeah. And it is a fun kind of obstacle.
Yes.
To have to fight around and to have to deal with because it can only go two at a time and it's slow and all that thing.
Yes.
And
that's
the goofy character pairings of like
100%
Ludi and Two Boots. You know, so that is kind of always a fun thing where you're having to kind of like team up in these weird moments.
This is a scenario where the writers kind of box themselves in, but then by doing so creates a more interesting situation.
Yeah.
Like intentionally so. It's like, oh, what can we, it's like when Rian Johnson was like, I'm always trying to figure out what the most difficult thing for a character to be like the face is, right?
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily that because it's not like that deep, but in this case, it's just a acid pit.
Yeah.
But it is cool, like, because right away, Docky's like, the ceiling's too low, the door's too far, we can't make the jump ourselves, right? So right away, you're like, okay, so they are stuck. They have to use some ingenuity. That's where they come. They find the old skiff and all that kind of stuff. So Captain Lawson and Riley cross first. And Captain Lawson apologizes for not being there for his son.
Yeah.
This is like the third time he's done that, or it's the second of three times that he does this. Riley notes that at least this is some of the, more time than they spent together in a while. Some real quality time, father-son time. Two Boots and Ludi go next. There's a little bit of bickering there. Meanwhile, Docky senses something and prepares for a fight.
Yeah.
I like how Maul takes point here. So Docky and Devin line up next to each other, but Maul feels like he's better than them, so he steps like in front of them. So it's cool, like just a cool note. And then the Inquisitors come sprinting down the hall.
That was cool. I liked that shot of like the kind of like weird. It was like almost like I don't know, like from behind them you could see them like running, and the Crow Man does this weird like diagonal.
There's a little bit of anime stuff going on.
Oh, okay. It just like it's extra spooky. I don't know. I just feel like when they
there's that sound that the like crow guy
screech,
makes.
They make him like extra kind of spooky and scary. So like I really liked there's always that trope of them like walking into the frame and turning on their lightsabers,
Right.
but this was just like immediate like battle, fight, fast.
The thing is, we got that at the end of this episode with Vader.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, well, we're going to do something a little bit different this time.
Yeah.
So the battle just starts,
Yeah.
right? Rook tries to engage. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but I'll just call this a couple of things. Rook tries to engage Marok, but gets force pushed for her trouble.
Mhm.
I was kind of thinking, like, how would that go? I guess she is wearing Beskar, probably.
Yeah.
So theoretically,
With
she
the
could
acid?
engage. No, she could engage the.
Yeah.
The Inquisitor
That's
without
true.
necessarily risking her life so much.
Mhm.
It's obviously dangerous, but she
Yeah.
tries. It doesn't work out. Maul sends her and one of her Mando companions across early, so it splits the team,
Mhm.
basically leaving everyone who wasn't force sensitive on one side and everyone who is on the other. The skiff is hit on the way, which leaves it a little bit more vulnerable. The only other person that's left on that side, because first of all, one of the Mandalorians is killed.
Yeah. He gets
I
killed.
guess he wasn't
pretty
wearing Beskar.
early.
And then obviously what's his name?
Icarus.
Icarus,
Yeah.
who what does he do? He is like got throwing knives or something.
That was also a cool shot.
Yeah, he takes out several.
So he gets shot a bunch. But
Yeah, he takes several blaster shots, but he's taking out people with these throwing knives. It's always fun because people who are that you want to focus on are able to take more blaster fire
Yeah.
than a standard anyone else.
Anyone else
One
just
shot takes
one.
everyone else, but these guys it's several. So
Yeah.
he takes several shots. He takes out a bunch of troopers
Yeah.
and then grabs two more and then like sacrifices
When he-
himself.
He throws like those 3 knives, and then you get to follow the knives.
Yeah, it's cool.
Was very cool. And then he just like self-sacrifices and leaps at them and
Yeah,
takes them into
down
the,
into the acid.
into the acid.
Ugh,
Yeah.
ugh. Tough way to go.
I feel like he's
Everyone
already
knows.
dying. He's already shot and
Yeah,
but
but
yeah.
ouch.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Daki and Devin are sent across by Maul, who's like holding off the two Inquisitors.
Mhm.
And I just like how they like leap and then like jump off of the skiff and then make it to the other side.
Yeah.
Then Devin like holds it up with the Force, which is really cool.
Yeah. I think at one point too, doesn't she kind of
she's blocking shots and holding it up.
Yeah. But I feel like doesn't she kind of get one over on Marok a little bit at some point in this battle too here? I thought she kind of like
I think that Force push. I think.
yeah,
is
she
all-
kind of
yeah.
ends up like kind of, besting him a little bit, but yeah, before she gets across. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's so yeah, there are some like fun. But yeah, no, the fact that she has to hold it well.
It's cool. It's just very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And like this is like when I feel like Jedi storytelling's at its best. It's like when they're being tested. It's like
Yes.
it's like any good Superman story where it's like you have to make a decision about how you do something, and it's like you can't do both things, but usually they do.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a really cool shot of them jumping across, and the music is really cool here. So props to, I guess, the music in general. These two
Yeah.
episodes, very strong. What else happens? More troopers arrive as Daki takes a stand next to Maul. Maul urges him to cross. Then alone on the other side, Maul splits his saber into two, so he goes with the two saber method instead of the
Right.
double-sided. Takes on both Inquisitors, and then jumps across. And then as he does this like anime run
Mm-hmm.
where he had like you run with like your arms behind you, and then he jumps, blocking a saber throw from one of the Inquisitors as he jumps off the skiff,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And we,
Good thing his leg didn't stop working at some point while that was going
yeah.
on. But
We also lose Spybot in this battle.
yeah, frick! I meant
At one point, we do lose Spybot. And he goes, "No, master," or something as he gets cut in half.
he gets cut in
It
half.
was like Marok kind of throws his lightsaber.
Yeah.
And slices him.
I will admit, yeah. So, Marok gives him the opportunity to throw his saber and destroy Spybot,
Mm-hmm.
leaving the skiff halfway across the stuff.
Yes, yeah.
But I thought it looked really cool. Like it was visually,
it did look cool.
It was visually very impressive. The look of the partially cut in half.
Yeah, it did. It just kind
bot.
of slides off,
Yeah.
and then Maul gets all angry again. And
I didn't think they were that close, but all right, fair
he
enough.
likes his Spybot,
Can't you get another one?
quirky little droid. I mean, yeah. Hey, it's like a dog.
I guess
You gotta think
can
of him
always,
like a
yes,
dog.
You can get another one. but
I
you
always
don't
think
want
of
to.
Droids like that are like, that's like a dog, you know?
Yes, the dog is here today. He's sitting comfortably behind us. Very good boy. Hey, Winston, that's a good boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, outside in the jungle, Rook and Hermando scout ahead to find the rendezvous point. Okay, so I guess to say they do escape the Inquisitors, and then we get this line from Marok, which says, "Inform him they are headed his way."
Yeah.
At this point, did you know what was going to happen?
I assumed it was Vader.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, like
Who else could it be?
who else would it be? It's not going to be Palpatine.
No.
It makes sense that it would probably be Vader. So
Yes.
it's like, yeah.
Oh, there is also a really good line from Maul earlier when he's like talking in the fight, where Marok says, "I will see to your demise," and then Maul says, "You are but another pawn of Darth Sidious.
Yeah.
Surely you know he has dispatched you to die, just as he did me."
Yeah.
So I assume he's talking about episode 1 here, where he was sent out on a mission, not necessarily to die, but that you are expendable to him.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. All
Very-
these Inquisitors
Very
are.
cool.
Yeah.
Curious to see, like, I would be like, what if like press be like, what did you think of when he said that to you? What did you think?
Yeah.
Do you think he was right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Okay, so outside in the jungle, Rook and Mando scout ahead to find the rendezvous point. Devin apologizes to Maul about losing his friends.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice little moment. I'm sorry about your friends. I'm sorry you lost them.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a bunch of deaths.
Yeah.
There already.
Yeah, it's basically the rest of the Mandos and Icarus and
there's one Mando left and Rook, and that's it.
Is there still a Mando left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He goes off with Rook and doesn't come back.
Yeah.
She says she comes running back. There's screaming and sounds from the fog.
Oh, it's like so horror. Yeah.
There's someone out there.
Yeah.
And then she's pulled out into the fog where we hear her die. Here's the behind the scenes on this. Earlier drafts of the script featured a more graphic death for Rook, but it was ultimately decided that having her pulled into the darkness of the fog before Vader ignites his saber served as a better introduction for the Dark Lord. Fair enough. When Vanessa Marshall recorded Rook's unseen final battle, she told the assembled crew she was aiming for a, quote, "he pulled my lungs out of my throat," unquote.
Yeah.
Supervising director Brad Rao recalls, to add to the effect, sound designers added the classic throat crush effect from Star Wars: A New Hope, which I did listen for the second time I watched it, and it is there, and it's quite gruesome. I guess more realistically, she probably just got forced
Choke.
neck broke.
Yeah. It's
but if you do, like, it is quite a blood curdling scream
It is,
that
yeah.
Vanessa Marshall gives out here. So fun for her to get to be able to perform that. I really thought Rook was going to survive longer than this.
Yeah.
It really cleans the slate for next season.
There's like no one left. It's they really wipe out. That's what I said. I was like, I appreciate the ability to just like honestly kill off a good chunk of your
basically everyone.
Your cast, right? So yeah.
Okay, we hear the iconic breath, and then none other than Vader himself emerges from the fog and ignites his saber. So some more behind the scenes. Continuing the film inspiration in the series, Darth Vader's arrival is heavily influenced by Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th and Michael Myers in Halloween.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then during the development of this episode, a lot of discussion was had around how much Maul knew about Vader. Ultimately, it was decided that at this moment, Maul is ultimately entirely unaware of who he is, initially assuming that he's just another Inquisitor.
Yeah, I can see that that's who he would assume. It's the same kind of look that, the other ones have. So he would definitely assume like, okay, it's another one. But then as they fight more, he's like, no, it's like, this is different, right? So, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about this in a second, but he, I think, starts to glean things a little bit through this second episode.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, I think by the end of it, obviously he knows, but I
don't know. He has an idea. He doesn't know.
No,
but he has a strong sense.
But he knows that he's not an Inquisitor. Like he definitely knows that he's not regular like the other ones. But yeah.
And here's a deep cut reference. This is all from behind the scenes. The moment Vader emerges from the mist is also an homage to the concept artist Ralph McQuarrie's cover of the first Star Wars spin-off novel, Splinter of the Mind's Eye by Alan Dean Foster. What a great name, Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Yeah.
I've got even more stuff. While Maul and Darth Vader have never met in mainline storytelling, they did come to blows in the story Resurrection from the non-canon Star Wars Tales number 9 comic published in 2002. And 11, the design for Vader for the series returned to the muscular body type of bodybuilder David Prowse, who first filled the suit on camera in Star Wars A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciated, in my opinion. I always felt like the skinnier versions of Vader don't really do
No, he's supposed to, like,
justice.
To me, he's supposed to look like thick and huge and big.
Right.
And that makes those like heavy, like broadsword type blows that he gives like land harder.
Yeah, it's like, I think even the like Anakin version, like where it's what's his name in the suit, doesn't even have that same physicality to it.
No.
Which is, I feel like it works because it's like, okay, yeah, you know, have Hayden Christensen in the suit.
Yeah.
But it's like, on the other hand, it's like Hayden Christensen doesn't really have the same body type as David Prowse. So
no.
It's a very different look and like it does a different feel to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the end of the first episode. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I appreciate the deaths. You're kind of starting with a clean slate here, and not a clean slate, but you're dwindling out your good guys and your bad guys, but
it's really only good guys at this point, and then Maul.
And Maul. Yeah. We're getting real thin on the cast, but yeah, the Vader reveal is fun. It also gave me vibes of like Luke's kind of like nightmare thing on, not nightmare, but his like thing on Dathomir, or not Dathomir, on Dagobah.
On Dagobah,
yeah, where it's all misty and
the
like,
cave, the cave sequence. Yeah,
so it gave me vibes with kind of.
Well, also because Vader doesn't speak, which is another thing, which is
so
like
fun that he doesn't speak at all.
Adds to more of the drama.
Oh, it just makes it. Yeah, he like doesn't. Yeah,
I feel like, that I will admit is a good choice. I think that's a fun choice because it avoids the AI pushback that people would give it. Yeah. But it also works for the story, so it's appreciated.
It makes him feel a lot more menacing too when he doesn't speak,
right?
Like to characters who don't really know who he is, because then you always get those questions of like, "What is that?"
Right?
It's who, like everyone's
not a who is that, it's a what is that.
It's always what or what was that?
It.
What it like? He's an it, and it's always fun when newer characters kind of encounter him for the first time, and they're kind of baffled on how he moves and how strong he is because they've never really encountered anything like him because he is 90% machine. So
one might say he's more machine than man now.
Yeah.
Comics and movie guy 2025 in the YouTube chat says rip to James. R.I.P. James Earl Jones, the one and only.
Yeah.
But like, I guess he says he's pulling a Maul from episode 1.
Yeah. Not speaking.
But to be fair, Maul does say a line in episode 1
we will get our revenge.
We will have a revenge.
Yeah. Because who is it? Is it Jason that doesn't talk either
Jason does not speak
in the horror movies?
I don't think Mike Myers also speaks. Neither of them do, I don't think.
Isn't that the same? Oh no, they're different.
No, Jason is
Mike Myers has the flesh mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
The hockey mask and
is
like
Jason,
yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like obviously with any horror villain, right? The less they reveal about themselves, the scarier they are.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we know so much about Vader at this point. It's like him speaking, I don't think necessarily takes much away from it because it's like, again, we already know.
We don't need any exposition on Vader on why he's there.
If he was going to say something, what would he have said?
I don't know. Like, that's the thing, though. He just, like, I think that the powerful thing about Vader and the fun thing about Vader is he doesn't need to. He doesn't do the bad guy tropes of, like, telling you why he's there or telling you what he's going to do or what their plan is.
You killed Qui-Gon. And then
yeah. He's not exactly. It's not Anakin in there. Like, it's like his whole thing is, like, he's so above this, right?
He could tell Maul to not choke on his aspiration.
Yeah. Right. So like when he's not giving orders, when it's just him, but again, like we said, I
feel like there is moments where he might have made sounds, to be honest,
grunting.
Yeah, like because like when a whole temple's falling on his head, Like,
but again, it's fun that he doesn't because he's just kind of holding it up and he's like catching the rocks and throwing
he's
them.
doing what he did in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Where when he was also being, people love to crush Vader with
I was
rocks.
gonna say, I said to Adam when we were watching, I was like, yeah, I guess the only thing that can really like hold Vader
rocks.
back is rocks.
Yeah.
Just got to throw rocks on him because that's the only way to kind of slow him down is with rocks.
Okay,
So,
question from the chat. Have you tried the Mando and Grogu meal from Burger King yet?
I didn't know there was one.
I didn't know either, and it probably isn't a U.S. thing only, but
Oh yeah.
who knows? But I generally avoid themed meals. Do you remember when they like were doing all the Grinch stuff
Grinch
around
ones?
Christmas
Those
at
looked
McDonald's?
gross.
Yes, they did.
That looked disgusting.
I also am not a big Burger King fan to begin with.
I hear they've changed. In Canada they changed a lot of their recipes on
Really?
things. Yeah, people have been talking about it. They changed like the fries and the onion rings,
And they're
so
better.
People are and the chicken nuggets, and people are like losing it, saying like they're awesome.
Okay, well, listen, I'm willing to
because their
give them
fries
the
were
benefit of the
always ass. They were not good. So
I've already dedicated myself to one fast food chain, and that's like enough as it is.
What is your dedicated fast
it's
food
McDonald's.
Train? I see. Okay.
I also do like Wendy's though. I will admit.
I'm more of a Wendy's person. I will say.
I get their chili. The chili is great.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's made from old hamburgers. It doesn't bother me.
Whatever. Yeah.
It doesn't bother
bug me.
I also like their Frosty.
Oh yeah, I've been on a Frosty.
A chocolate Frosty that could hit hard right now. I'll tell you that.
I have picked a few up throughout my pregnancy. It is one of my cravings, but I
want to look up
now,
this.
though.
I want to look up this Mando and Grogu meal though.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it look worth it?
If it's green, I swear to God. I tried Burger King's. This is from BuzzFeed.
New Star Wars meal.
So you don't have to. Here are my honest thoughts. Okay. Have it the way. I like that. Okay.
Have it the way. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just gonna read this.
Oh, right, because they did the SpongeBob one before this too.
I'm just gonna read this BuzzFeed article. Okay. It says, "Hello there, Star Wars fans, Burger King lovers, and curious cats alike. My name is Danica, and I'm no stranger to trying fun fast food collaboration meals. A little under half a year ago, I tried Burger King's SpongeBob-inspired Bikini Bottom bundle, and now I'm back in the BK drive-thru to try another collaboration meal with none other than Star Wars. Well, more specifically than Mandalorian. Yes, you read that right. To celebrate the upcoming release of the Mandalorian and Grogu, we're just doing a commercial now. On May 22nd, BK is releasing a limited-time Mandalorian-inspired menu that's available nationwide starting on the day that makes the most sense, May the 4th.
See, when they say nationwide, that tells me it's America.
Usually, yeah. There are 4 themed menu items available, but if you want to try everything at the same time as I did, you can try the Bounty Bundle, which is $19.99 before tax. Also, if you get the Bounty Bundle, you automatically receive one of the 4 collectible cups. Oh, there's collectible cups. Always cool. I do like some collectible stuff. There's a lot of leftover stuff from the 90s and early 2000s that is still cool. Like the Slurpee cups from 7-Eleven with the Star Wars, like with Yoda and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Those are cool as hell.
A lot of times people like resell those and they're actually worth money later on.
That's wild. Here are the Mandalorian inspired food items. AKA what's included in the bundle. Barbecue Bounty Whopper. Grogu's Blue Cookie Shake. Grogu's Galactic Chicken Fries. Imperial Cheddar Ranch Tots.
Like why are they
Imperial?
I guess white for the ranch.
I don't know.
Although garlic chicken fries sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Imperial. There's also a Mandalorian Grogu King Junior meal, which comes with a toy. So it says punch it. Second was no longer breakfast time. I hopped in the car. Not gonna lie, unless there's an awesome collab like this, I rarely find myself at the Burger King drive-thru simply because it's nearly 15 minutes away. That said, my last impression of the fast food chain was based on the SpongeBob collab, which I absolutely loved. So I was actually pretty excited to see what they had cooking up. Yada, yada, yada. First of all, let's take a look at the box. The box is cool. It's got Mando on one side, Baby Yoda on the other.
It is available in Canada.
Okay,
apparently.
cool.
So,
the Blue Cookie Shake. I don't love the color. It's like a muted blue.
Is it supposed to be looking like blue milk?
I think so. The Blue Cookie Shake is made up of soft serve blended with sugar cookie syrup, topped with blue tinted sugar cookies, all served on the cutest cup known in the entire galaxy. And let me be the first to tell you, this thing is good. Okay, so that's first positive review.
Yeah.
Any form of a cookie shake is going to do it for me, but this shake has a creamy and a decent amount of sugar cookie crumbles, yada, yada. The Bounty Bundle. Oh, look, the box looks like a
Mando
Mandalorian helmet. That's fun.
That is fun. Sure.
They got home, said blah, blah, blah. Similar to the SpongeBob meal taste test, I started off with the tots. I had a feeling that they were going to be somewhat similar, so I kind of knew what to expect. They're a weird shape, I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the drive-through.
That looked gross.
Anyway, I'm not going to describe everything here, but it looks mostly fine.
Yeah.
I would say. The Whopper looks like any other Whopper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure what you expect there. Overall thoughts. Honestly, if you're not a Star Wars Mandalorian fan, I think this is a fun meal, and I appreciate how Burger King always goes the extra mile with these types of collabs. From the packaging to the menu names to the toys. I thought the barbecue bounty Whopper and the cookie shake were the best tasting thing out of the bundle. But if you're curious, you can try all the items yourself. Okay. Oh, and there's this collectible cup I got, which does look pretty cool, and it's got.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty fun looking.
Zeb on the top of it.
Is that Zeb?
Oh, that's definitely Zeb. That's Zeb the rarest I've ever seen one. Look at those feet for
Yeah, that's true.
hands
You're
for
right.
feet.
You're right. Feet. For a second, I thought it was that bounty hunter guy from the pirate show, and I was like, "What? What's his name? The werewolf-looking one."
Oh yeah, no one knows that guy's name.
Yeah, Brutus.
Do you also remember the name of the show?
Brutus. I pulled it out of my
Oh,
head.
nicely done.
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew. I also forgot what it was called the other day. I just called it their pirate show.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, there we go. Burger
Okay,
King.
so there you
There's
go.
an ad for
Hope
you.
you're happy, comics and movie
Pay
guy.
us.
Okay, Chapter 10, The Dark Lord. Logline is one last test, one last chance to escape and survive. Like that. Directed Brad Rao, Nathaniel Villanueva. Writers Matt Michnovitz and Brad Rao. Runtime 24 minutes. We start in the jungle, but I guess we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway, we open where we left off with a touch of the Imperial March for fun. Vader standing off against everyone. Maul engages first and tries to get it, and for his trouble, gets a hit on in his leg. All three Jedi are thrown back with a force push. The rest of the crew decide to leave the situation, which is smart. And Maul suggests that they run.
Yeah, which I appreciate that because I was like, no, they need to get out of here because it's to have them around would be annoying for me to watch because I don't want to watch like just regular humans
try to fight
fumble
Vader.
and bumble and like them not get murdered immediately.
Yeah, because like you could Vader could easily just like kill them all,
toss them all into a wall and murder them. So yeah, I appreciate when they get rid of kind of the fodder.
Yeah, well, yeah, just like
in a way,
just make it less of a like writing problem.
Yes, yeah. I was like, I don't need them trying to take like cheap shots or something to Vader's back or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when there's like a kid and a droid, it's just like get him out of here.
Yeah, fair enough. So as they emerge from the jungle into the ruins, we learn that it's actually daytime now. This is one of those things where it's like they went in at night and then they came out and it was day.
Yeah.
But okay. It serves the plot. Here's a couple behind the scenes facts. The climactic fight sequence takes place among a sprawling temple ruin, giving a unique look at Janix's history before it was consumed by the skyscrapers of the nearby city. Art director Andre Kirk built totems that look like screaming faces into the ruins. Although visible as characters, while characters are running by, they are best viewed in concept art.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't notice those. But
and then the showrunners note that the ruins are not intended to be Jedi or Sith, but rather an ancient civilization that once inhabited Janix. So yeah, this is not an ancient.
Bit of a change.
Yeah.
It's always like an old
ancient
Sith or Jedi.
Yeah, but okay, it's okay. It's for the best.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
There have been
point.
other ancient civilizations before that.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Their escape is blocked as Vader drops a boulder in their path. Daki sends the non-force sensitives away. They slide away as Vader drops more boulders. They literally like go sliding down this like little slide. And there's a behind the scenes moment on here. There's an homage to the Cartagena slide in Romancing the Stone from 1984 when Vader pulls apart the temple, sending the other characters sliding to a potential doom. Have you ever seen Romancing the Stone?
No idea what that is.
It's like a Indiana Jones movie from 84. Maul resumes the encounter and he says, "You're no Inquisitor. What are you?" It's always what.
Yeah, no, it's never who.
Never who.
Yeah.
You guys are asking the wrong questions. If you just ask the right questions, maybe you'd say, "I'm Anakin."
Yeah. You killed my
master's master, and now I'm mad.
Yeah.
I mean, he was there that day. He just didn't.
And you tried to run me over with a speeder.
That's right.
When I was a child.
Yeah. But I got away because don't worry, I got away. Fool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should have killed him then, Maul. Could have avoided all this.
Some more behind the ssnes. While Vader's iconic breathing can be heard throughout the battle, the voice of James Earl Jones was not used for this appearance. Furthermore, the Dark Lord makes no sounds to match his fighting efforts, indicating that the rest of the characters are outmatched by his skill. Vader force throws to prove that point. Vader force throws Daki and has Maul on the back foot, but he's saved by Devin before he disappears into the mist. Why does he disappear into the mist? Because it's cool. Because it's cool looking.
Because he can, and it's cool, and regrouping a little bit. I don't know. I don't think he needs to regroup, but I don't know.
He didn't seem like he seemed like he was very much okay at this moment, but he's like, no, I will give them a moment to regroup themselves. Anyway, Vader tries dropping even more boulders. There's a lot of boulder dropping in this episode, but they're able to escape. Cut to title card, which has the Duel of the Fates playing, as well as very Vader's breathing, it's just cool because it does tie back to that original moment, right? Yeah. Where Maul kills Qui-Gon and then ultimately sends Anakin on the path to where we meet him now. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a full circle moment here.
Absolutely. And then we get our new title for this episode here.
Exactly.
Don't we? Yeah.
Yeah. The Dark Lord. I'm like, ooh, what are they going to call it? Yeah. And I'm like, that's a cool name.
Yeah. I was like, obvious. I called it though, because Adam and I were talking. I was like, oh, this one still doesn't have a name, because I thought it would show it. And then he's like, yeah, I guess they couldn't because it would give away. I'm like, well, yeah, they can't just call it the Dark Lord. And they literally did.
That's funny.
And I was like, okay, nice. That makes sense why they can't
nicely done
literally have that listed anywhere, because we would all know what that meant. So,
yeah, no, I mean, it's a very straightforward title, but I think it's cool when they hide it from even the title on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it is fun.
Do you think, I can't remember, does it end up later being put back? Does it stay at finale?
I don't know. Because on Disney Plus later, it just said episode 10 or something.
Yeah, it says episode 10 finale.
It didn't, yeah.
So it's like, I wonder if that'll change later. I feel like maybe they will, but I would prefer if they didn't, because it's like, leave it.
Because it's kind of that fun, like,
later in the future, someone might be watching this for the first time and not know.
Exactly, and then you ruin it. Yeah. I liked it. More cinematic this way.
Okay. I would like, I know this is silly, but like, I would like someone to put a perfectly accurate chronological viewing order for every single thing in Star Wars. Where
people have made those.
Okay. I want them to do, I want to do it so like where you stop at X moment on X movie, skip to some other thing, come back, watch the rest of that, then go to watch 2 episodes of this, then watch an episode of that, then,
Yeah, but that's hard because you watch like 2 movies and then you have to watch all of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have to watch so much content.
Yeah.
Before you can get to anything.
Then you watch episode 3, and then you watch
a shit ton more.
Then you watch
content.
this, or no? Then you watch the Bad Batch. Then you watch this.
I think I don't know. I keep seeing different.
Well, if the ISDs things are around, because remember they introduced the ISD right at the end of the Bad Batch. Yeah. So you watch all of the Bad Batch or most of it.
Right,
and then
that's right
you go to this, and then you go to some episodes of Tales of the Jedi or whatever.
And Solo's in there somewhere.
Solo's after, Solo, and also Obi-Wan, and then and then episode, and then Andor, and then all of Andor, and then Rogue One, and then A New Hope. And fortunately, we have nothing between any of those movies.
Not really, yeah.
So and then then Mando stuff, and then
Book of Boba Fett stuff.
Yeah, and then you get to the sequels, and then you can do the sequels. Then you can watch Resistance in there somewhere. Oh, we forgot Rebels. We have to put Rebels.
Rebels is in between.
Yeah. Okay. So Rebels is happening like around the same time as A New Hope. Or before?
No, it's before.
Right. Okay.
It's 15 years after.
But it ends around the same time as New Hope starts. Okay. Yeah. So that's in there too.
I always remember it because Ezra is born on Empire Day, and he's basically the exact same age. He's born the same day as Luke and Leia. Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of the same.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Where were we? All right. So cut to title card. Okay. So Lawson and company back with the rest of the group. Now just Ludi, the Lawsons, and Two Boots. R.I.P. to all the others, I guess.
Yeah.
Ludi gets a call from Dryden. He's en route. This is the only shot we get that's not on the planet, by the way.
Right.
In like multiple episodes. Not since we did that very short little trip over to the Pike's homeworld.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's en route, and he wants to make sure Maul is ready for immediate extraction. It needs to be quick. He's not out there to engage the Empire, although he will.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says that they're taking comms offline because they don't want to be intercepted, and so I guess
probably too late.
You're supposed to be. You're believing that they've already been intercepted.
I think so because I don't understand how the Empire.
But like they're right
know.
there. How did so they get this interception, the message, and then they're already able to draw? No, because Vader's already there.
No,
how?
No, that's what I mean because they knew the pickup point. Like Ludi
from when his
knew,
original message.
Yeah.
Oh.
They intercepted his original message. That's how they know where the pickup point is.
He says it's encrypted, but it was.
Yeah, I don't think it was encrypted enough.
Oh.
So,
Ludi, motherfuckers. Ludi's the reason everyone's dead.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, man.
It's encrypted. It's like...
I didn't even think of that, but that makes so much sense, and now I'm a little bit more pissed off than I would have otherwise been.
At Ludi?
Yeah, well, no, but the situation where it's like Ludi kind of cost them all. I mean, it's also partially Maul's fault because he didn't take the precautions.
Yeah.
At least Rook was like right to point out like, that'll get us caught.
Yeah, because there's no other way that they could be at that literal drop point, like because knowing it without have intercepted.
I thought you were maybe talking about this communique.
No, the original one. Yeah.
I received an interesting communique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, pretty interesting. Interesting enough to get everyone you know killed, basically. Yeah. Okay, so one of Dryden's men says that this plan is very risky. He comes back basically saying that, the risk is equal to the reward, that if they get Maul and are able to take control of the syndicate, they'll be more rich than they've ever been. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of, I guess, his close confidants within Crimson Dawn. Now, I keep hearing this line from the Screen Crush crew about how Crimson Dawn is actually a organization founded to take down the Empire, like a criminal organization with its whole purpose on taking down the Empire.
I don't think that's their whole purpose.
But and that Crimson Dawn ultimately passed some intel to the rebels at some point that helped them execute some mission. I don't know, but it feels very it feels like a hat on a hat. So I'm fine with it just being a criminal organization. And if they want to address that concept or that connection or that I feel like motivation and
at this point in time, no. But when Maul is running it, yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right, because that's all he cares about ultimately.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
At this point in time, though, I think they just want to make money and do stuff. I think it's more, later on.
Okay, so Daki fears that their latest enemy is a Dark Lord of the Sith. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fear my instincts are I fear what my instincts are telling me. And then Maul in the background is like, it can't be. No. Yeah. So this is where we were saying this is where he kind of starts to put some pieces together. So he's like, okay, if it is in fact a Sith Lord, he's like, then the only other Sith Lord that it could be is Anakin. He's like, so did that work out? He's like, he kind of already knew about the plan, but he wasn't able to stop it. And now he's facing off this against this super powerful Force user. So
I think he's still maybe
he's not sure for sure, but he's pretty sure.
He's probably pretty sure, because a lot of them did think Anakin just died in Order 66. So he doesn't know for sure that Anakin turned. It could be someone else. But I think he's, thinking it happened.
Yeah, but he keeps
that's
saying
why
that
he's like, it can't be. No. I think he is assuming that what he thought was going to happen.
The worst case scenario. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he just keeps saying that he knows how you fight. So it's it really feels like he's hinting at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he knows how Jedi works. He was one. Yeah, exactly. So
Maul suggests that
you're right. I think he does.
Yeah. He says right here, he says, Maul suggests that the only way to defeat it is to tap into your rage. Obviously, Daki doesn't agree.
No, of course not.
Reminding Devin not to give in to those dark emotions. He says, Daki says, quote, "We must remain calm in the face of fear. True power comes from our patience and cunning." A good Jediism.
Yeah.
The cunning line is interesting. It's if just being patient doesn't necessarily make you cunning, but
no,
I will give them the benefit of the doubt on that. Maul believes Vader, quote, knows how Jedi fight, unquote, and they should adapt to outsmart him.
Mm-hmm.
And Daki goes to investigate into the temple alone. Why? This is a weird moment. This feels like they needed to just separate Daki for a second, so they just invented a reason. So he just leaves them alone, despite the fact that he's constantly talking about how they need to stay together.
Yeah.
Maul says that Daki should listen to him because he was trained by the, quote, most powerful Sith Lord of all, Darth Sidious.
Mm-hmm.
So this is him kind of revealing to Devin, I didn't tell you all the information before.
Right.
And I need you, and then I actually find this part very compelling. He says, please listen to me. Please. He's begging her. My master purged the Jedi Order and made himself. I like the way he says made also.
Yeah.
Made himself the Emperor. Devin, I implore you, use your rage and unleash your potential.
Mm-hmm.
And then the news of his master being the Emperor seems to really shock her.
Yeah.
Right? I guess, again,
not many people know
that he's
a Sith Lord.
That's true.
At this point.
But also, come on, look at him.
Yeah, literally look at him.
The attempt on my life has left me scarred.
Disfigured. Was it when they show that and in the Bad Batch or something, and then Wrecker is like, you got that right. He's just like muttering in the background.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What he didn't say is the use of my own force lightning against my face left me very old looking.
Yeah.
It melted my skin.
Yeah. It gave me Sith eyes.
No. I just always like thinking about Palpatine. It's always funny.
Yeah.
Unlimited power. Okay. Daki returns just in time. They need to keep moving. He sends Devin after the Lawsons. And so he keeps making mistakes here. He sends Devin away, which he shouldn't. And because he's like, you need to help the Lawsons. She's never even able to get to them to save them or to help them. Anyway, he stays to help a limping Maul, who seems to really kind of be putting it on a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I think he's definitely trying to split them up.
Yeah.
At this point.
Maul again tells Daki they need to use aggression to defeat Vader. Because he knows what the Jedi think. It's weird that they repeated this line, but it's fine. Daki believes that defending each other will be the answer, but Maul's words seem to give him pause. He does this line where he says, he knows how you fight, and then Daki says,
Yeah.
Why does he say, Is he also trying to put the pieces together of who it is?
I don't know. Maybe, but I think he's maybe just listening to kind of what Maul is saying.
He's like, maybe I should change up my tactics.
Maybe, or just processing, why are you pushing this so heavy?
Right.
I think it's a mix of, why is this guy pushing this so hard?
But, they're desperate to stay alive. I think Daki has the privilege of being able to be very analytical here, where he doesn't necessarily, maybe have the privilege of overthinking this stuff. It's you need to just stay alive. You're fighting against the most dangerous opponent you've ever fought.
Mm-hmm.
Plus you got 2 Inquisitors on your tail. Plus who knows how many troopers and you're carrying around this man who has robot legs and you can't even trust him. So it's keep it together, dude, and stick with your Padawan because they need you as much as you need them. And
absolutely,
he makes some critical errors here, which is unfortunate. The trust he does, it's nice. He trusts Devin to do the right thing and to stay alive. But in doing so, he ultimately sacrifices himself.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, just then Vader crashes through a wall. Very very Kool-Aid Man style.
Very horror movie. Just his fist through the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Devin reaches the bridge, a bridge. It's just another bridge. It's constant bridges.
Mm-hmm.
And is blocked by the 2 Inquisitors. And then we hear the 11th brothers scream again, and it's like this sound, and then it's very inducing.
Yeah, it's a weird bird screech.
Yeah.
It's creepy. I like it. I like it in a creepy way.
Are we supposed to believe that this is a person or an alien?
I don't know. I would assume he's not
very tall and moves in a weird non-human-y way.
Yeah, he moves in a definitely more, I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe an alien.
Never see his face.
There's other Inquisitors that are aliens, so it's not. It's not impossible. Daki, while fighting Vader with Maul, spots Devin, and after being pushed away by Vader, senses that Devin needs help and throws his saber to her, which is super cool.
Yeah.
She does this cool pose where she blocks both of the Inquisitors, And then she rejoins Daki and Maul, and then there's this like shot of like them getting reset and like the camera turning, and she like hands off the saber back to Daki.
Smooth.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
No notes, just badass stuff. Anyway, the fight continues. Now it's 3v3.
Mm-hmm.
So splitting them up, it was like, okay, didn't last very long, but then they get split up again like immediately, because that's all the Imperial like dark side users want to do, is like constantly like separate
split you
them.
up. Yeah.
Anyway, back with the Lawsons, they reach the pickup point, and they're like, oh, I see a ship. But instead of it being the ship that they want to see, they instead see a Lambda class shuttle. This is the first of that type of shuttle that we see in this timeline. I don't think we see a Lambda at all in the Bad Batch, do we?
I don't know.
I don't think
they
so.
To me, they look so similar to those other ones.
They do look similar, but this is definitely a Lambda.
Yeah.
This one is definitely a Lambda. So
they look so similar to the Lats to me. Like they're very...
Well, they're not that similar to the Lats.
Is it? Sorry, are we talking about the ones that go...
So this is the one with the triangle wings that can fold down.
Yeah. Like the Emperor, like the shuttle.
Yes, the Emperor shuttle.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
This is the Lambda class shuttle.
Yeah.
That the Emperor is often seen on, but we see early variants of it all throughout Bad Batch and other parts of the Clone Wars. This is the first like full Lambda that we see.
Because we definitely have they definitely show the Emperor getting out of one of those in Bad Batch.
Oh yeah, maybe I think so. But again, it might be one of the earlier versions of it. But either way, this is still a very early Lambda, and it's like this is the shuttle that Vader would have taken.
Yeah.
So, they spot the Lambda. There's also a bunch of troopers, and they're setting up a, quote, very big gun.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes here, the stormtroopers are seen using a large defensive cannon similar to the E-Web heavy repeating blaster used by stormtroopers in The Empire Strikes Back. And you also recognize it maybe from The Mandalorian as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, the troopers send the shuttle into the air to track them. I like this move because it is a more dynamic action sequence with the shuttle in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It shows the Lambda doing all its cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it just feels more practical.
Yeah, more tactical for like what you would actually do in a battle scenario. You wouldn't just leave a ship sitting there. Yeah. You use it. Yeah.
Anyways, the battle continues. This is kind of like everything's cross-cutting now. So the Jedi make their way further along the bridge. Maul faces off against Vader alone, and he's on his back foot. I notice here how powerful Vader's strikes are, that like it's not really even like Maul's not really even phasing him, and like is kind of being pushed back every time.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting look because Maul is portrayed as this very powerful Force figure throughout all of this show. And basically every time we see him.
Yeah.
But he is a coward ultimately. And like here he's like kind of assessing the fact that like he's not really a match for Vader.
Yes. Yeah. He's always going to self-serve. So, yeah, it's... I
will admit, I like Vader here as a action beat because at the very least, it's pretty different from how we've ever seen Vader engage in combat before.
Yeah.
It's not another hallway sequence.
No.
It's, he's fighting multiple Force users with lightsabers at the same time.
Yeah.
It's in a bright lit environment, even if there's not a lot of detail around.
Yeah.
It's fresh. So I'll give them points for that. At the very least.
It's fun seeing, like I said, it's fun seeing him full power fighting other Force users, because like you get a lot of it in the comics and stuff of him like actually like hunting Jedi.
Sure.
And his whole journey there, but we don't actually get a lot of it in media. And a lot of times, like I said, he's fighting old.
It's usually like old, washed up, or like injured,
or injured. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's like Ezra and Kanan. Like they're not
opponents.
Yeah, they're not as trained as like these guys. These are like like full power Jedis and like full power, Maul and everything. So and very different fighting styles.
Have some respect. He's a Jedi master. Okay.
But again, it's like like Vader's style is so creepy because it's those heavy strikes, which feels like it shouldn't work against very limber, very like animated and acrobatic Force users, but it still does. He's still very easily able to like fend
because he does stuff like where he like stops the blade with the Force and then turns and then engages.
That was
Daki
cool
at the same
both
time.
Him and Maul do that.
Yes,
to each other. I'm like, fuck, that was so cool.
Yeah, that was what was spoiled to me specifically. That exact moment,
sucks.
I was like, boo! Internet.
When that happened, I was like, whoa!
Yeah, that's cool. That's how I reacted when I saw Daki flip that thing into the lat last
into
week.
the lat last week. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would have liked to have that happen again. Maybe that's coloring my perception.
It's so
but anyway.
cool watching some of these force users catch almost catch blades like that.
Yes,
because it's not something that they can all do. It's fun.
The Lawsons hide in the trees, but are spotted by the shuttle. There's a lot of running around here. Docky and Devin notice the shuttle in the distance. Docky pushes her aside to save her from a saber throw, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like, watch out.
Yeah.
And then the Lawsons come up with a plan. Two Boots wants to use the cannon to take out the shuttle, but they need Ludi to be a distraction. All you got to do is run.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I also like when he psychs himself up later.
Yeah.
Docky, shortly after disarming Marok, force pushes him off the bridge into the abyss, which is, I guess, one Inquisitor down. So is this the moment where he's supposed to, quote unquote, have died, or what are we supposed to believe happened here?
I don't know. I would assume he may be mortally injured.
This seems like one of those examples of like, we're not going to go look for you. It's like, you got pushed off the bridge. You have to figure it out on your own.
Maybe, but it's like this could be where they get him put back together with mist.
I guess, but I guess, like, again, we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just bundle up a lot of the mist from the environment and they put it into a suit.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we don't really know. It's kind of like a weird, kind of like, it's not really touched on again. He just gets pushed off the bridge.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Docky get a win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would like to see him cut something, but whatever.
Yeah. You got to make it a little more even though, because like it's not even when it's the two Inquisitors and Vader is not even
versus the three of them.
It's not,
so now it's 3v2.
Yeah.
But
it's still Vader.
It's still Vader. So
yeah.
Okay. The shuttle still circling as the Lawsons take the cannon. Riley is told to stay down, but we get this really cool shot of the shuttle just over the tree line.
Mm-hmm.
Ludi psychs himself up for the distraction. Captain Lawson is pinned down, but Riley saves him, so he's like doesn't listen to his dad.
Yeah.
And then Two Boots takes the cannon and takes out the shuttle and a bunch of troopers. And that's pretty cool, if you ask me. It crashes. I like how this is like shot in a way that's like, so he takes out the shuttle and then the shuttle crashes in the background of the fight between Maul
it is
Docky.
cool, right? Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, Maul and Docky as they fight Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says this line, "Together we can do this." Do you think that's true? Do you think if they had stayed working together, they could have taken down Vader?
I don't know, because I think Maul's already injured with his leg here.
Yes.
And Docky's old and injured. I don't think so.
But they're holding their own pretty good.
They're holding their own, but I think Maul knows that this isn't going to end with them. I don't know, with them killing Vader.
But maybe they just need to hold them back long enough to get on the ship. Like they don't need to
No. I don't think
success is differently defined for them.
I think they could have escaped together if Maul wasn't going to be not use this to his advantage.
Right.
Yeah, I'll say. But yeah.
Okay.
Because they do. Because this is where they do the two of them push him back, right?
They do both push him back. Yeah, they do a combo force push, and it works. Like they don't send him too far away, but like. Anyway, Lats arrive, so more troopers. Two Boots takes out one of them before the other takes out the cannon, or like almost takes him out. Riley saves Two Boots though. Riley doing a lot of work here. And then they're separated from Captain Lawson at this point. Vader is tossing Maul and Docky around.
Yeah.
Vader force holds Maul's saber, engages Docky at the same time. Maul then has to force hold Vader's saber as he comes back around.
So
very cool.
So cool.
Vader also does a near force choke on Maul. This is one of those moments where it's like, just finish the job, you know?
Yeah, like you think you could just...
Yeah, just do that. Yeah. But maybe if you're strong enough in the force, maybe you can prevent it.
That's what I always wondered. I was like, why don't like Sith...
Just break people's necks
when they're fighting Jedi, do more just like neck snapping, but I would assume that it's a little harder if you're... I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's also kind of like, it doesn't make for good storytelling.
No, it doesn't. You can't just be snapping necks all the time because that's boring. But
yeah,
I like to assume that it takes more to do that.
Well, there's some level of respect for your enemy. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean,
I don't know how much respect Vader has for his enemies, but
not much.
Anyway, as Docky re-engages, Maul holds back and pushes Docky into the fight after hearing Devin scream, abandoning Docky.
And this is where Lawson sees this, because Lawson's up top and he sees
the force
push, and he sees Docky like stumble forward.
He can't even tell him.
And he gets this like sad look on his face.
Okay,
like,
so okay.
But yeah.
Why set that up if you're not going to pay it off?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which makes me wonder if he is still alive.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, here's my theory then. You don't set this up unless you plan on paying it off. This is going to pay off at the end of the series.
Maybe,
where
yeah.
So Devin comes into contact with a like very wounded,
maybe, yeah.
Older version of Captain Lawson.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? And he reveals to her what he saw on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's enough for her to turn on Maul.
Maybe, yeah.
And abandon him, which is why we find him later in the series.
Could be, yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand why you would ever set that up if you were just going to be like, and he's dead now.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, oh, it's interesting to kind of set it up and tease that he's going to be able to reveal that information.
To tease it or
and then undercut it later.
Yeah, or for him to like see the double cross.
And then only for it to be more tragic for when he dies and not be able to share that information.
Yeah, to not be able to do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I was Devin, the question I'd have for Maul is, where were you when that was happening? Because I was engaged with this Inquisitor. The other one was already taken care of. So where the hell were you?
Yeah.
And he might say, oh, I was coming to rescue you. It's like, well, did I need rescuing or did my master?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like she has some questions that she should be asking, but I don't think she wants to face the truth.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay. As Daki re-engages, Maul holds back, as I mentioned. Daki looks up. He's alone. The music swells. He holds his own pretty good, but Vader's strikes are too strong. We hear a bit of the Force theme here, which is extra sad.
Yeah.
Daki is tired. He's kind of like not able to keep up with the barrage.
Yeah.
Cut to Devin. She senses something's wrong. She looks to see Daki stabbed in the abdomen. And we get a classic, no! Yeah. Where is Padme?
Yeah.
Anyway, we hear musical cues from The Fall of the Republic. Dun, 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 dun. It's very good stuff. It's like Order 66. Just like dramatic. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like horns, I think.
Yeah.
So this is like pulling directly from Revenge of the Sith and that like the score there. Anyway, Devin uses her anger to engage the 11th brother, but she overcompensates and then loses her saber in the process. You can see she's crying. Vader throws her one of his sabers. It's another example of like
Maul.
Sorry. Oh yeah, Maul. Yeah, Maul.
Vader.
Yeah, Vader's not helping.
Yeah.
Maul throws her one of his sabers. It's kind of those like he's just standing off on the side. It's like, do something, buddy.
Do something. Yeah.
Anyway, right? Like so. Anyway,
he's just watching. Yeah.
They engage the Inquisitors together now, but it's a little late in my opinion. Back with the Lawsons, the other Lat is taken up by Dryden's ship, which is arriving. A little behind the scenes. Dryden Voss arrives in a newly designed Crimson Dawn shuttle rather than his yacht, the First Light, seen in Solo Star Wars story.
Yeah, I would assume he's not going to show up in his yacht.
I don't think he would have a yacht yet at this
Probably
point.
not. He's not running the show.
Yeah, this smaller shuttle allows Dryden to get to the Janix jungle rendezvous point much easier than the larger, more conspicuous First Light.
That would be hilarious if he showed up in
I think it'd be cool as hell.
Luxury yacht.
Yeah, badass.
And that thing is like so...
It's so tall.
It's like so pointy at the bottom. Like, how would you even park it? Like, that's hilarious.
I don't know.
That's so funny.
They could have parked on the side of the bridge.
Yeah. Yes. Come on board my luxury yacht and we'll escape.
Yeah, and he's determined to land here despite it being an active war zone. Unsurprisingly, Ludi makes it to the ship first.
He just runs past their legs.
Yeah, like through their legs like a little like cat. Anyway, Riley's pinned down. Captain Lawson has an idea. It's not a good one.
No.
He calls Riley. He apologizes again for not doing as good as he could have as a father. Asks Two Boots to make sure that he gets Riley to his mom. And this is like one of those like, okay, this kind of works as like a sacrifice that like
of course
feels more emotionally
charged,
earned.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
So Lawson takes up the cannon that's like been left on the ground and gives his son as like a distraction and a path to the ship and sacrifices himself. How do you think this is going to like, what's going to happen to Riley?
I don't know, because I mean, like in his world, his dad has died.
Right. His mom's still alive, though.
His mom's still alive. His mom works for the Empire,
who he
though.
just saw almost try to kill
his dad.
His dad.
Yeah.
Right?
So like that's the thing. Like I thought we would maybe see his mom again this season, but we don't.
We don't. So it's got to pay off next season.
So, yeah. So I'm assuming Two Boots will attempt to try to get him to his mom, but then he's gonna have to explain to his mom all this would happen, everything that happens here, and it's like, is she willing to listen, or is she gonna, side with the Empire and be like, well, hey, your dad was a criminal and your dad was, you know what I mean? So you might see this pushback of Riley like not wanting to stay with her.
I feel like he's going to end up being like one of those, like, you know how in Reboot? Do you know
I
Reboot?
mean, I watched it, definitely.
Okay, so there's like a younger boy character in the first season who's like,
yeah, it's like him
annoying.
and his dad.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't think he's his dad.
Is it his dad?
I don't know. It starts with an E. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets like lost in space or whatever on the mainframe after the end of like season 2. And then he comes back as this like badass with an eye patch and stuff. And like a gun that like shoots automatically and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Obviously I don't think we're going to make that big of a time jump here.
No.
But I could see a path where Devin is not going to just abandon Riley. And then by Riley having to stick around with Maul and Devin, kind of like gets caught up in the wrong crowd, as it were.
Maybe,
and like becomes a bit of like maybe like a mercenary type.
Yeah. Gets kind of pushed back,
into the underworld. It has to take up a life of crime to some degree.
I can see that happening if his mom isn't receptive to like what he tells her happens.
Right, and like he has to be like, I can't listen to you, or I can't stay with you.
F you. And then he goes and tries to find them again. Yeah.
And like I could see a longer term story arc where he ends up with the rebels.
Yeah.
But I just don't like. It's not the first thing that's going to happen. I don't think
No. So it is just going to 100% depend on how his mom reacts to this story.
Exactly. And then like I guess Two Boots would probably stick with him.
I would assume,
like to protect him.
Yeah. That would be his like. Yeah. He's definitely not going to go work for the Imperials with the mom. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. So Maul watches with glee as Devin takes on the Inquisitor before running into Vader, who she's like having a great time, and all of a sudden she like turns around the corner, Vader's right there, and she's like falling backwards and like basically is about to die. Basically is about to be killed by Vader very quickly, but Vader is stopped because Maul drops more rocks on him.
Yeah,
it's just rocks everywhere.
Yeah, as I said, I was like, the only way to stop him, rocks.
Vader throws rocks and cuts through others.
I do like that the showing of like how easily he's like catching them and throwing them. But it is like it's slowing him down because he has to
do that stuff.
Yeah, he has to take the effort to like catch these boulders and rocks and like not get covered in them. But
Devin tries to rejoin the fight, but is held back by Maul. She's crying full on now. She says, "No, I will kill them." Yeah, I love her voice. Like cracks here.
Yeah.
She says it. It's very good line read.
Yeah, you see the tears and the anger and the hatred, right? So
it's very good. It's good stuff in my opinion. So great line read. It feels dramatic and feels earned and feels like a realistic response to what just happened.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then Maul says, "You are not yet strong enough, but I will train you. And we will have a revenge."
Yeah.
Which is his favorite thing to say.
Yeah. Because this is his whole thing all along. The Empire's bad. Look at all the bad things that they do. Now they've taken away your things. Like, it's like, we've got to fight back, right?
And now you need to have your revenge.
Yeah. He's got all the ammo now.
Yes.
So and she's got no
I mean, he's got nothing. She's got nothing left to keep her on the straight and narrow.
No.
And Maul's got all the cards to play to leverage for her psychological manipulation. So it's basically all
wrapped up.
It's all wrapped up here. Yeah.
In a nice, neat little Sith apprentice.
Yeah, and as we mentioned at the beginning, it feels a little rote, but you get it. It's like whatever. I guess this is what they feel like they needed to do. Devin and all make it to Dryden's ship right as they escape fire from another incoming lat. It takes off, leaving Vader to watch as they fly away. Which we've seen that before.
We've always seen, yeah.
He's always just watching ships fly away.
Yeah.
Which we see it in Empire Strikes Back, and we see it in a couple different things. We see it in Obi-Wan Kenobi, although he does stop it with the Force.
I was going to say, we don't see any Force stopping of this little ship, but like
he could have probably tried
much bigger ships later on.
Maybe he doesn't feel like he has the.
He hasn't tried it yet.
He hasn't tried it yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, they outrun the 2 remaining Lats into orbit. We see a really cool shot of the whole city with the 2 ISDs sitting over top. And then we jump to hyperspace. I love a quick escape to hyperspace.
Love
the poof.
the poof, and they're gone.
Also, like seeing again, Lats can chase into space.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
And then on board, Devin and Riley both mourn, but Riley has kind of a darker musical cue behind hers. But like again, they both lost this like father figure,
of course, yeah.
And so they have like a lot in common here. But sorry, I say Riley has a darker musical, but it's Devin who has a darker musical cue. As it kind of hints to her future. Maul agrees to honor his end of the bargain with Dryden, and then Devin stares at Maul's saber. Maul sits down next to her. She stares at him. She says, "All right, I'm ready."
Mm-hmm.
And then we get 2 really close-up shots of their eyes.
Clutches
the saber, and then we cut to credits right off of Maul's
Everyone's
stare.
Sad and angry.
Yes. Okay.
Real beat down. They kind of lost this fight, obviously.
Yeah.
In their eyes. They got away, but they lost a lot. So.
It only cost them a Jedi Master,
a bunch of Mandos,
a bunch of Mandalorians,
one of
high caliber ones, a really good robot, a really good droid and spy bot.
Yeah.
And their, I guess, like their
couple
dignity,
Zabraks.
like it's like, it's tough.
They're
like, a couple
up.
Zabraks too. Oof. Yeah. And what did they get? What did they get out of them? They got 1 Inquisitor that they pushed off a bridge.
1 Inquisitor and a shit ton of Stormtroopers.
And a shuttle destroyed.
and
several,
quite a few.
And several Lats.
Yeah.
They do a lot of damage, but nothing.
Yeah. I would say a few dozen.
No major
troopers.
No major damage though to the Empire. I will admit though, like I like how they like show how the overwhelming number of stormtroopers is quite dangerous.
Still there, yeah. It's wild.
Whereas in like Rebels, it's just like they're just constantly outsmarting large groups of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It's like it never seems to matter how many of them there are.
No.
Anyway, that's it for the season.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts?
In general, like I really liked this story. I really liked a lot of the elements of it. I enjoyed a lot of the Japanese kind of aspects that we get with like Maul and his meditations and those like the tea ceremony and this whole it's fun watching Maul kind of succeed in gaining an apprentice after, we've kind of seen him fail in the past. So,
or don't you mean the future?
Yeah, whatever, past, future.
Well, actually, no, he did technically have his brother as an apprentice.
Yeah, he did.
But that also failed.
Yeah, it also failed. So, I'm enjoying this story. I'm curious of kind of like where we're going with it. Cause like, again, I don't care as much about the crime syndicate stuff. Like I don't really care as much about the Dryden Voss stuff.
The crime syndicate stuff takes a massive back seat by like the 3rd episode of the season.
Yeah, which is fine by me.
No, by the 5th episode of the season.
I think they're going to kind of use it as like background, probably in the next season, just as resources.
Yeah,
for Maul
I guess.
And Devin, like they're going to kind of need this backing of like money and power and whatever, right? So I think that's kind of the point of it, is they can't fully just be on their own. But in general, like I enjoyed this show, and I will probably watch it again. So
I watched all the episodes twice.
I did too,
as I always do.
Yeah. So,
but I think in general, like I would say, the season I think had a really strong beginning and middle.
Yeah.
And then I think the end, I think felt I wouldn't say rushed. It's not rushed.
No.
It just feels very different. It feel like it becomes a very different show.
Yeah. By
the end of
it's got
the first season.
IMDb rating.
Yeah, no, the final episode has a 9.8 out of 10.
9.8 out of 10, yeah. But
like people are liking it. I think it's been well received critically.
That's good.
And commercially, like it's been like people have been watching it, which is good. I would say generally speaking, that's a good sign for Star Wars when the animated projects continue to succeed.
Yeah.
I think that the animated projects still see a smaller share of interest and viewership just because it's animation and people are stigmatized. But,
true, but yeah,
I just think I like that what they were pulling for in terms of like the Dark Knight and like I mentioned before, Heat and some of these kind of like other influences.
Yeah,
I like that idea. I like the visual style looks great, although it's not as much of a leap forward as I thought it might be.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like a completely different animation style, but it is cool. Like the way it looks is captivating, and the action scenes were captivating.
There's a lot of great detail. Like, I mean, even just Devin crying in this episode was like, I feel like it would have been harder to pull off in maybe earlier things. And then, like, obviously, just the use of more practical effects, either the matte paintings or these like practical ships that they built or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that lends this air of craftsmanship to it all that I really appreciate. I wonder how long it'll be until season 2. Animation takes a while. I imagine next year, I think would be my guess.
Yeah.
I would like that. This is the trade-off, as like the visual fidelity improves, the amount of time and effort and resources it takes to complete these episodes increases. So there used to be a time when they were putting out 24 episodes a year.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to see them get closer to that type of output. I also don't feel like I understand why they needed to put out 2 episodes a week.
I would assume because it's short. It was shorter.
Yeah, but these are the same lengths episodes that Clone Wars episodes were Bad Batch episodes, and those all came out one at a time.
That's true, but I feel like I would hate that. Like I don't know.
10 weeks. That's not that mad.
But they're so short that I'd be like, I just every week I feel like I would just be like wanting,
I guess, and
a little bit more. Like even if they were 35 minutes, you know what I mean? I like a touch longer per
okay,
episode,
so
maybe,
8 35-minute episodes, would that have done it for you?
Yeah, maybe. I just I want to be able to sit there for longer than 24 minutes.
Fair enough. I agree with that. And I do like the back-to-back episodes gives it more of this kind of like bigger, more important feel. So I'm not against that release strategy necessarily. I'm just saying, like, I would like to see them get back to a larger number. I would guess that season 2 is also going to have 10 episodes.
Probably.
That might have already been announced, actually. So I guess time will tell. I would say I largely liked it. I felt a little bit down, a little bit lower on the final 2 episodes, as we talked about in this episode. Again, just kind of felt a little bit too by the numbers. But that being said, I think we clear the mat here.
Yeah.
And we kind of like really start fresh with season 2 with this new dynamic of, okay, Maul's going to train Devin. What does that look like? What's the driving force behind the season? There's a lot of ways that they can take it.
Well,
so,
yeah. And I definitely I can see them being very much hunted next season too.
They're always being hunted.
Like they are always being hunted, but they're going to be like,
extra hunted
with like Vader and Palpatine and like all of this, knowing, they're for sure going to be more, there's going to be more going on.
Okay.
At least in terms of like the hunting of them, they're probably going to be more of a priority. At least Maul will be. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I would be. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if Vader shows up again. Maybe Vader kills Devin, and that would be just like, I feel like, and then it's like, what was the point of any of this?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think Devin remains the most interesting character.
Yeah.
So
basically,
because we don't know what happens to her.
Yeah, we don't know what happens to Devin. That's true. And the next, we know the next time we see Maul, he's a little bit insane and he's marooned on that like Sith.
Well, technically, the next time we see Maul is Solo.
Oh, right, Solo. Yeah, right.
But we don't know if he has an apprentice at that time or not.
He could, he could still have Devin at this time. Or whatever. But yeah.
But then after that, maybe he's abandoned by Devin on Malachor.
Could be. Is that Malachor? Yeah, that is Malachor.
Right. So
and
maybe
he's trying to get that big weapon.
Right. She's like, I've had enough of this, and then leaves him.
Because his whole reason being there is like he needs to open that Sith temple, but he needs another person.
Right. And maybe he had Devin there for that purpose, but she bails on him in some dramatic fashion.
Yeah.
So
strands.
There's just lots of routes. Will there be a 3rd season? I don't know. Maybe we don't need one. Again, I'd be fine with kind of these maybe these shorter kind of explorations of these ideas. Like the Bad Batch had 3 seasons. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So maybe we do 2 or 3 seasons of Maul, then we're on to something else.
I don't know why.
Well, there was longer season arcs. They were longer than 10 episodes, I think. And they were stretched out over a longer period of time.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, I just think it's fascinating. I'm interested to see what Lucasfilm Animation is doing next. Obviously, what's next is The Mandalorian Grogu, which comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So any other final thoughts?
I don't know. I don't think so. I guess we'll see everybody back here
in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll do that, and yeah.
And then after that, it's another break.
Get all her thoughts on Mandalorian.
And then she's going to take
I'll need to take
a maternity leave.
I probably won't be doing any podcasting throughout the summer, but
I don't think there will be anything to podcast about.
That's true. Yeah, so you'll be on your own.
There is only Matt will be there.
Yeah, you got Matt. That's true.
But I don't think there's any Star Wars to cover for the rest of the summer, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
I would like them to go back to releasing Star Wars movies near Christmas. That would be my preference.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, thank you everyone for joining us for this coverage of Maul Shadowlord. It's been a pleasure. And again, we'll be back with more Star Wars coverage with Mandalorian of the Grogu in 3 weeks. But until then, may the Force be with you.